My name is Mean Marky D, pile driving geeks. Since 1973, the biggest mark in the IWC. Tonight on pay-per-view, AEW delivered its first show of 2021 entitled Revolution. And it's been backed by a major announcement by boss man Tony Khan. Everybody in the online wrestling community is wondering who this major signing could be, joining All Elite Wrestling. Could it be an animal? Could it be a beast incarnate? Could it be a freak? Could it be Captain Charisma? Nobody knows who it will be, but the announcement has seemingly overtaken everybody's interest in the show. Even more so than the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, which was contested tonight in an exploding barbed wire deathmatch. Will this announcement be a complete failure on Tony Khan's part? Or will it be something that actually brings AEW into the future even better than where they sit right now? I'm gonna give you a little clue as to what this announcement was, folks. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to take a small commercial break, but not before I give you tonight's specials inside the venue. Titus is coming in hot with his signature macaroni and cheese. Titus uses a special blend of 7 cheeses, and he uses some homemade elbow macaroni, special at the bar. His Hangman's signature whiskey bourbon barrel stout. This bad boy comes in at 15.7 ABV. You talk about a buckshot lariat. Go and get yourself one of Hangman's stouts at the bar. You can get yours tonight for the low price of $14.99. I know, many of you are probably thinking you can buy 9 Coors Lights for that same price, but why prolong the damage over a long evening and drink terrible beer when you can get that buckshot lariat right to the face? Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with the podcast after this small commercial break.
Let's see it.
back to OTS News. My name is Mean Marky D, and what you just heard were the sweet sounds of White Bat Audio. That one was called Broken. Our spirits are broken every Monday night with Monday Night Raw, so it's quite fitting. After tonight's show, we go right into a new week and a brand new show of Monday Night Raw written by Bruce Pritchard. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to waste any more of your time. Last call is right now. Come up to the bar and get your Hangman's Whiskey Bourbon Barrel Stouts for the low price of $18.99. We raised the price on everybody because there are a bunch of AEW geeks in the chat already looking to rant on tonight's host. And Titus's macaroni and cheese, which is out of this world. Jesse knows. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. This is the AEW Revolution post show with your host, JD from New York.
Alive after that devastating explosion. We are live, man. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. It's going to be an interesting evening. A lot of people are expecting me to praise this show. A lot of people are expecting me to shit on this show. It's gonna be somewhere in between, man. It's gonna be somewhere in between. Revolution definitely had its ups and downs. But in the end, everything about it just felt underwhelming. We're going to go over what happened tonight with Moxley, Omega, the street fight with Sting and Darby, who is the face of the Revolution, and what's happening with MJF and Chris Jericho. You want to talk about the face of the Revolution, folks? You're looking at him. The face of the IWC is right here. This is your AEW Revolution post show. Right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here. Bro, you're not in the Dark Order. You're not in the Dark Order, bro.
Heel Jesse is an original Dark Order member.
Yeah, well, whatever. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on the AEW Dynamite post show. Not Dynamite, Revolution. Might as well. That's where I'm going with this. I said Dynamite for a very specific reason. This is the Revolution post show, but Jesse, I gotta be honest with you, man. I was excited about this show tonight. I know you were very excited about this show tonight. I don't want to get started on the wrong foot here, but I think in the end, I think AEW shot themselves in the foot tonight. I was very hyped about this show, and I honestly think as soon as Tony Khan and Big Show and everybody started talking about who this mystery major signing was, that's just when the wheels fell off this train and it underdelivered. In the end, it underdelivered, and it honestly felt like a AEW Dynamite show sandwiched in between two major main event matches. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know how you felt, but I am completely underwhelmed with this show tonight.
Cheers, brother.
Yes, I know you're drinking my peanut butter whiskey. I know. You're welcome. Very underwhelming tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, look, I swear at everything holy. Like you, I was, right before we started, I felt like this was going to be a roller coaster ride of emotions. I mean, because it was awesome, and it was underwhelming, and then it was, why is this here? And then it was like, this is great. And then it was like, what did I just see? And then it was, who? And then it was, yeah, this was too much. You know, I think it was way too much bad to outweigh the good. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good for sure. We're gonna get into the good, but you know, the bad. It was very apparent what the bad was. The bad was bad.
Yeah,
the bad was bad, and I don't want to make this about a one-man show, because I think you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit earlier in your stream when you said we as fans kind of worked ourselves up to something that wasn't there. But I don't want to let Khan off the hook for this one, because this debut could have been handled much better.
Yeah, of course it could have.
But this one botch of a debut, I'm not gonna let that make or break the show for me. The show had its own spots where it made or broke itself. So we'll get into it.
Yeah. I don't know where to begin. There's just so much I want to talk about here. I got the match by match breakdown. I don't even know if I'm going to go into everything that I've done as far as notes for this show. I think people just want to sit here and listen to a good conversation back and forth. And I thank you guys for joining the show tonight. I know it's late. It's 12 o'clock. I know some of you are probably going to catch this up tomorrow morning or on your way to work, at the gym, whatever you guys are doing tomorrow morning. But I thank you guys. 3,000 large in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I know there was a ton of people waiting before the stream even got started. But make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. Over 1,000, I'd appreciate before we get out of here. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out. We'll talk at the end of the show. As always, it's the thing. And make sure you guys follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Thank you to everybody that live tweeted with me tonight during the show. Had a blast as always, even with the AEW shills and the geeks who simply don't know that Christian is not a big deal. And that's what I'm going to start off with tonight, because I know Jesse's got a lot to say about this as well. Everybody made a big deal about this signing, this major signing that was announced on Dynamite on Wednesday night. Paul White, Big Show, he mentioned that this big signing was a Hall of Fame worthy signing and that it was going to be major, and huge for AEW. Nobody knew who it was. It kind of grew into a mutant by the end of the weekend. It took on a life of its own. And everybody from Batista to John Cena to Brock Lesnar to Phil Brooks, CM Punk, I even heard Lars Sullivan. I heard fucking Ryback, Kurt Angle, you name it. Ken Shamrock, you name it, they were thrown out there as a possibility. Christian's name was coming up a lot in the hours leading up to this pay-per-view. I got tipped off by somebody I know that was there at the building about this earlier in the day. So I knew what was going to happen before we seen it, and I knew what to expect. A lot of people, I know you don't catch up on all my shows, and I know the AEW idiots out there, the shills, the geeks, the people that watch this show with rose-colored glasses on. I know you don't watch all the hours of content that I produce, but everybody was like, oh, well, JD is working himself up. What are you getting so upset about that it's not Lesnar or Punk? First of all, I'm not getting myself upset about anything, because if you listen to what I said right out of the gate when I talked about this topic on the fucking podcast Saturday, I said, you geeks are working yourselves up and creating scenarios that simply are not going to happen. And when you set yourself up for that and you watch exactly what they got planned, you're going to end up disappointed. And that's exactly what you did. And I don't feel sorry for any fucking idiot out there that set themselves up for disappointment. Lesnar, Punk, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Wasn't ever going to be Lesnar. Punk was the only one that had a chance to show up on AEW tonight that isn't contracted to WWE. And that didn't happen. We don't know what Phil Brooks' intention is from this point on. Nobody knows what the fucking future holds for Phil Brooks unless Phil Brooks says so. That's it. There's only 2 names. I'm going to include 3 because I don't know what his contract status is with WWE right now. The last we've seen of him was on a commercial. 3 names that would have made a fucking universal difference to AEW. That is John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and CM Punk. And I got Jesse to back me up on this. Brock Lesnar and CM Punk are legitimately the only 2 professional wrestlers out there not contracted to a company that are going to make a difference in every aspect of that company. Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. Christian Cage was announced as the guy tonight to come on out. Signed the contract, showed up. He's going to outwork everyone, apparently. I guess that's what he did. He outworked everyone. Who the fuck thought Christian Cage was going to show up on Revolution tonight? Comes out, looking nice and fancy, gets in the ring, signs a contract, walks away. Similar music to what he had in TNA. 90 seconds is what they gave this guy on pay-per-view. Why did they give him 90 seconds? Because the internet made this shit bigger than it really should have been, and everybody worked themselves into a fucking work. That's what they did. That's what they did. Christian Cage comes out there, 90 seconds. Tony Khan probably cut this guy's time in half. He didn't even say anything to the fucking pay-per-view crowd. They cut it short because they knew everybody knew this was a disappointment. Christian Cage is now with AEW. And I'm going to say it again, just for the people in the back that don't fucking listen to me. Christian Cage is not going to make a lick of a difference. Christian Cage is not back to change the landscape of AEW. This is not a major signing. Christian Cage is not back for you. He's not back for me. He's not back for Jesse. He's not back for the fucking idiots that sat there in the 40-degree cold in Daly's place. Christian Cage is back for Christian Cage. Christian Cage is back because Vince McMahon did not want to give him the time of day to do what he wants to do to end his career. So what Vince McMahon did was put this guy in the Royal Rumble, give him a nice heartfelt welcome back with Edge. He wanted to sign Christian Cage for X amount of money, what he thought Christian Cage was worth. Christian didn't agree to it. He felt like he could make more money going somewhere else, and that's exactly what Tony Khan did. Gave him more money, and now he's with AEW. Tony Khan gave us this announcement tonight, and I said it on the podcast. Tony Khan made this thing bigger than it really should have ever been. Next time something like this happens, shut your mouth. The Paul White announcement was more of a shock than Christian Cage. Paul White joining AEW was a bigger deal than Christian Cage joining AEW. Tony Khan is making AEW Legends House. You guys remember that show, Legends House, on the WWE Network? That's exactly what he's making AEW, and I don't like it. I don't give a shit about any of these guys. Christian Cage is 47 years old. I don't know if the rumors are true about Kurt Angle joining AEW. He's nearing 50 and can barely walk. I don't want these guys to join AEW because of them wanting to write the final chapter of their career. Here's a fucking hard pill to swallow. Your career is finished. Your career is over. Nobody wants to see you on Wednesday nights. This show was supposed to be competing with NXT. They beat NXT on a weekly basis. Now it's slowly turning into a WWE landfill with ex-legends that Vince McMahon already used and abused. Tony Khan is pretending to be Mr. Vintage Toy Wrestling Collector. He's only playing with the toys that Vince McMahon already has thrown into his used toy bin, and now they're in the closet. Tony Khan thinks he's collecting some gold, some vintage toys that are worth a lot of money. There's no value in these guys anymore. They're not going to do anything for the ratings. Kurt Angle's not doing jack shit if he comes on in. Big Show's certainly not doing jack shit. Christian Cage is not doing a motherfucking thing, geeks. Why? What has Edge done on Monday night and Friday night to transcend the ratings? Absolutely nothing. Monday Night Raw is lower than it was before he was there, and SmackDown drew a higher rating this past week, and he wasn't even on the fucking show. So what exactly is Christian Cage going to do for AEW? I'd love for any of these geeks to tell me what exactly Christian Cage is going to do. Now, granted, I'm a Christian fan, but you got to be real with yourself. Is he going to be used by AEW in the correct way? Absolutely. Is there a dream match that you want to see with Christian Cage versus anybody on the roster? Probably not. Maybe a match with MJF. Maybe a nice little match with Omega. Maybe a match with Moxley. But I'm not jumping at the fact that I'm not going to be booking my next fucking ticket to Jacksonville to go see Christian Cage wrestle. You geeks got to calm down. This is not a big deal. And it was handled absolutely in a miserable way. To a point where I don't think Tony Khan is really going to be trusted anymore. Jesse, give me your thoughts.
It was a letdown. Guys, that's just the only way to really put it without sugarcoating the shit. I mean, you can go on all you want about how we fantasy booked ourselves into a letdown, but the fact of the matter is, when Big Show debuted, they announced it on Twitter. They just put a tweet out saying, we got Big Show. I mean, they could have brought him out live on Dynamite and made that a big surprise. They announced it on Twitter. So for Christian, they give us this big 4-day build, start giving hints. We start thinking that it must be someone just ridiculously huge because that's what we were led to believe. So when you give us 4 days with these hints to just run with our own imagination, of course, that's what people are going to do. That's what they wanted people to do. So the goal, if I'm doing this, is that when people start running wild with these thoughts and theories and fantasy bookings, I want to make sure that the surprise that I actually have is going to outdo anything that someone is going to come up with in their head when I give them this buildup. Otherwise, just figure out Christian's first feud, figure out who his opponents, who his allies are going to be, and have him run out there in the middle of the pay-per-view or at the end of the pay-per-view or something like that and give us that surprise. That way, we weren't expecting shit, and what we got was somebody we didn't know was going to show up. It would have been better received. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
I don't even know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to add. I mean, people in the chat are calling Tony Khan, C-O-N, not K-H-A-N. Did he con everybody? Did he con everybody with this announcement? I don't think that's the case. But I honestly think he is to blame, but he's not the only one to blame, like you said. You're not going to blame him on this solely. The fans worked themselves into a situation where they themselves let themselves down.
Yeah. But again, I believe we were misled. I mean, it just... Of course, when you give wrestling fans a hint like this and then give them days to dwell on it, you're going to create buzz. You're going to create the podcasters talking and everything else. And that's what happened. Great. That's what you want to do. But you got to deliver. You got to deliver something huge. And Christian and the Big Show, they could have came out together and it would not have been anything near the way that they built this surprise up to be. And again, I think they should have brought Christian out on Twitter and then had Big Show come walking out there. I mean, you get that big 7-foot guy walking out there when we thought he was all a WWE lifer, and he's out there in the middle of an AEW show. The internet was already chatting for days when Big Show was announced on Twitter. Imagine if he just showed up at Revolution. No announcement, no hints, just showed up. It would have been even bigger. And Christian was the wrong one to leave in the spot. This guy, Christian, is now the Rey Mysterio of that Royal Rumble, who, when he came out, he wasn't Daniel Bryan. Yeah. That's who Christian is right now. I mean, it's not his fault. He is who he is. We know who he is. We love Christian. But he's not a main eventer, and he's not a game changer.
He was never a main event guy. I don't know what people are talking about. He's a difference maker. I'm happy to see him. You're happy to see him because Tony Khan has given you this delusional fucking environment where you think you're going to get Attitude Era back on Wednesday nights. He's 47 years old. He was never a main event guy. The best thing that Christian has done in his entire career was feud with Randy Orton back in the early 2010 era. 2011, around that time, when he was feuding with Randy Orton over the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
That was the best we got of Christian. You're going to get that Christian now?
No.
I'm not saying he's not. I don't even want to go out there and say he's a legend. Is he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely. A legend? No. Christian is not a legend. Christian is always going to be second rate to Edge. Jesse told me today, why are you going to want to watch Christian on AEW television when we got Edge back, main eventing WrestleMania against Roman Reigns and potentially Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship? Edge was always the star of that act.
Yeah.
And again, I have to double down on what I said. Edge is not bringing any ratings to Raw or SmackDown, period. What do you expect Christian Cage to do? How many more? I guarantee you that it's 50-50 on what people think about Christian Cage joining AEW. You either hate it or you love it. How many people, Jesse, are being turned off by Tony Khan the way he's building AEW's roster? It really is looking like TNA and what they used to do.
It is. Well, I remember when they started this company out, they wanted to make sure they made it a point to not be WCW light and everything else. And I'm not going to sit here and say that's what they've been doing. It's not, even with the recent signings and everything else. But geez, man, patterns exist. I mean, WCW didn't act like WCW until they started acting like WCW. And right now, AEW, they're trending the wrong way than I would like for them to be trending right now, as it pertains to signing new talent and putting said talent on said pedestal and everything like that. What is how I don't understand how he believed that Christian Cage would be such a game changer to this business, to this company, or, you know, to the back rooms, anything else. I mean, what are you guys thinking? What are we thinking? Christian Cage and Kenny Omega for the title? I mean, no,
not what I want to see on Wednesday night. I'll tell you that right now.
No, it's not. No, man. This is the guy at the very best of his career, at the top of his career, was a mid-card talent. So now he's at the end of his career. How is he going to be a game changer? How?
Bro, none of these guys are a game changer. Big Show was never meant to be a game changer. I highly doubt anyone's excited to see him wrestle. And we said this a couple of weeks ago. The percentage I want to see Big Show wrestle is 0. Okay? Commentary and that's it. Fine. He's got some value as far as presence and what he could bring to the big guys, the big young guys in the back. Christian Cage could probably do the same thing as far as a tag team wrestler. Christian and Edge were one of the best tag teams of all time. He could probably execute and be a nice producer and a mentor to those young tag teams back there. But exactly what you said, what value is he going to bring to AEW Dynamite? Are we stuck seeing Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy in the main event of Dynamite? I mean, what fucking year am I in?
No, yeah. It feels like everybody in WWE upper management saw that reveal and started laughing their ass off.
Of course they did. Of course they did. And the fans are fucking worse. You're all asking. You're all excited for Christian Cage on AEW Dynamite Wednesday night. Why are you trying to live in the past? You're just as bad as WWE. You don't want to grow for the future. That's just not what I envision.
Yeah. See, if it was me, would I have brought in Christian? Yes.
Yeah, I would have too. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. I would definitely bring in Christian. I don't like Big Show. I've never liked Big Show. He blocked me years ago. I've never liked him in the ring. But for his age and his experience and what he could possibly bring to the backstage and to the locker room, I would have brought in Big Show as well. I'm not putting either one of these two guys on television on a weekly basis, though. By any means, they can have other roles. Announcement team, I like that. Management role, maybe, something like that. Producer backstage, coach at a training facility, but not a big draw to a big pay-per-view with a big tease and a big reveal to be a mid-card guy. At the very least, I thought they would have given us a main eventer. That's it. Now they told us legend, they told us this, told us that. I would have been happy with someone who's a solid main eventer, and we didn't get that. Not at all.
No, it seems like to me Tony Khan is overcompensating for something or a lack of something. He needs to start being a fucking booker. He needs to start being lead creative on this show. He's leaning a little too much on what else is out there and not worrying about what's going on in AEW. It's fine to go get somebody. I'm not saying you got to scoop everybody up that leaves WWE. It's fine to go get somebody, but wait till those guys that you desperately fucking want are free. The Ricochets, the Blacks, the Andrades. Those are the guys you got to be giving opportunities to. Those are the guys that are seeking opportunity over there that are getting it and being wasted that you should be throwing your money at, not this fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Angle, not Big Show, not Christian. I'm sorry. I'm for the future. I'm for the youth. This does everything that is against AEW's mission statement. Tony Khan needs to be a fucking booker, and instead, he's coming off, and I don't want this to be misconstrued because he's the best booker of the year for 2020. AEW had the better shows compared to everybody else in the United States. I'm not saying he's not doing a great job. He's done a great job. Don't get me twisted. But Tony Khan needs to be a booker. Instead, he's coming off like a little child who's got fucking all these wrestlers lined up, action figures, and he can't wait to fucking use his imaginary, wrestling, ideas and play with the toys. Deathmatch and Christian and Kurt Angle and this and that and Sting. Bro, you got to be a fucking booker. You got to worry about what you got now. You're going out and getting all these guys for what? For what? Sting, I get. Sting was not announced. Sting wasn't hyped. He came out and everybody went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But this is a joke. This is a joke.
Yeah.
And don't give me the shit CM Punk is 40 years old. Punk is fucking... The value of CM Punk right now, it's at a point if Punk showed up on Dynamite, WWE's in trouble. That's the type of guy Punk is. He lost some of his value when WWE Backstage became a thing, but Punk is a guy that is going to sway the balance of power in AEW's direction. If you don't understand that, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. It's ridiculous.
Everybody has a spot, a strategic spot to be used in a company like AEW right now. Even Big Show, Christian Cage, and yes, even Punk. It's about how you use them and what spot you use them in and what you do with them and everything else. So bringing in Punk would be not only best for business, but yeah, it's going to turn enough heads. It's going to rattle some cages. It's going to change a lot. It's going to move the needle. But that doesn't mean you put Punk on TV every week, multiple segments, main events. No, you bring him in, you give his name value, and you use him where he's best to be used. You still focus on your younger talent. There's no difference. You focus on your younger talent. And Punk will be the first. Punk will be the first to say that. You get Punk backstage with a company, he's gonna have some kind of creative freedom, and he's not gonna go there trying to put himself over everybody. So he knows that himself.
I don't know, man. I really don't know what else to say on this. It's not what people expected. It's not what it is needed for AEW. And I'll end with this. They brought in Miro. Miro's been a very big topic of discussion on this show, on this channel, because of the potential that Miro possesses. Miro was the type of guy that you should have brought on in and slowly but surely built him up after what WWE did to demoralize him and bury this fucking guy. Yet you bring in somebody like Miro. You haven't done jack shit with somebody like Miro, who we all know has fucking breakout potential. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. Everybody talks about it. This guy has settled into a mid-card purgatory with Kip fucking Sabian and Chuck T on Dynamite, and you're going to bring in Christian Cage over a guy like Miro, and you're going to push this guy on Dynamite and treat him the way that Miro should have been treated? Does nobody find wrong with that? I mean, I don't understand you people. It's unreal to me. Tony Khan's trust took a hit tonight, I think. I don't know what you think, Jess. Did his trust take a hit tonight?
Well, like I said in your stream earlier today, I saw a lot of people just completely shitting on the build and everything else and on the possibilities of who it might be. And we didn't even get a reveal yet. I mean, you guys got to give him a second, get a reveal, and see what we get. We might enjoy it. So we got the reveal. And we didn't fucking enjoy it. All right. So you know what? It'll be strike one. It'll be strike one. Does that mean it's 3 strikes he's out? No. We sit here and we deal with WWE's bullshit week after week after week. There's ups, there's downs, people. This is going to be a down. AEW will have more ups than they have downs. Shout out to Simon. But we got to take the good with the bad, people. This was a botch. This was not a good one. It's okay. It's okay. All right. We deal with it on a weekly basis with the other place. We can give them a stinker here and give them a chance to rebound. They're going to see these reviews. That's the one thing I do like about AEW and Tony Khan. They're going to go back and hear these reviews. All of them. They collectively listen to the community in these podcasts. And they'll see that this was not very well received, and they'll know that going forward.
And this is not the first time they'll listen to something and get community feedback and come back and fix it, because that's exactly what they did with Full Gear. All Out was a disappointment to me. Full Gear came back and they hit a home run. It's not really the way I wanted them to start the year.
Yeah. Look, this is entire scenario. Again, I'm sticking to what I stated at the beginning. The show itself was 50-50. I don't like diminishing what a lot of these guys put themselves through in that fucking ladder match. And then obviously Moxley and Omega and everything else. And then sum it up behind one botch and a messed up announcement. They worked their asses off, man. So I stick to the fact that it was a decent show. I expect better from AEW. I expect much better from AEW as far as quality of a pay-per-view. But at the same time, it was a dropped ball. It was a messed up situation. And it happens, man. There is no one perfect wrestling company or any company out there. It fucking happens. So we're going to take this one and we're going to hope that we don't get stuff like this every fucking time. That's what we don't want. We want them to learn from this, and that's normally what they do. So let's see how they rebound from this botch. Yeah,
absolutely. We're going to move on from the Christian Cage talk, guys. There's really nothing else to add. I've held that in all night. I've held that in all week. If you guys listened to Off the Script this past Saturday, I kind of went on a little tangent there. But I couldn't wait to get on the show tonight after we got confirmation about who it was going to be. And that's what it ended up being. So I had to let that all out. And Jesse gave his explanation. We're going to move on with the rest of the show. But thank you guys so very much for joining us, man. Almost 3,400 live in the chat. We are less than 120 away from 1,000 likes on the stream, guys. So hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. I want to see how many people say to me from this point on that I'm an AEW shill. Can't be. You guys can't be that stupid. When they deserve it, we're going to give it to them. Both negative and positive. But thank you guys again for joining us. Tonight's show is sponsored by BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com. You might need some Blue Chew after this show, especially after those fireworks. Those fireworks could have used Blue Chew at the end of the fucking show. They did not get the job done tonight. Jesus fucking Christ. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout. Get yourself a free sample. So thank you to those guys for sponsoring the show tonight. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But, yeah, Jesse, let's get into the pre-show. We got Britt Baker and Maki Ito. Apparently, Reba, was injured, quote-unquote, and I use that term very loosely, so Britt needed to find a partner. Out comes Maki Ito. They defeated Thunder Rosa and Riho in the pre-show opening match. This was good, but again, I don't really get the Joshis. I really don't. Maki Ito, listen, you guys, I know you're big fans of Maki Ito on whatever she says on social media, whatever she does on Twitter, but I mean, somebody please just take, next time I see her on Dynamite, she's going to be on Dynamite. When she comes out, I'm muting the fucking TV. I don't know what the fuck I was watching. I don't come here to watch Japanese American Idol, okay? Jesus fucking Christ. What is this company's obsession with fucking Joshis? Give me a fucking break with this shit, really. This translates miserably to the fucking audience.
No, it's not getting over.
It's not getting over. Just cut the shit out already.
No.
Seriously.
No.
You should have given me Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker in the opening fucking match. Never mind fucking Riho and Maki Ito. I'm in some fucking mood tonight. This was good. Given a lot of time. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker still played up their feud, which was good. Baker and Riho began a back and forth to open the match. Very nice stuff there. Baker hit a kick and a forearm. Riho got 2 drop kicks and a Hurricane Rana. Both tagged out, so they tagged their partners in. In comes Maki Ito and Thunder Rosa. So we got Rosa and Ito going back and forth. Shoulder tackle attempts. They traded some strikes. Maki Ito did whatever she did there, some signature offense of hers. Rosa dropped her face first on a top turnbuckle spot. Tagged out. Riho then hit a Booyaka 619. Rosa tagged back in. Went for a submission hold. Riho jumped in for a shotgun dropkick while Ito was still in the hold. Riho got a tag. Baker tripped her from the floor to give Maki Ito an opening here. Ito missed a move, tagged out. Fast forwarding to the end here. Rosa got a hot tag, hit a senton for a 2. Ito made a blind tag. Baker hit a sling blade on her way out. Could have been a little bit more effective with the sling blade, but I'm not going to zing her there. Ito hit a move for a near fall on Rosa. Rosa came back with a stunner. Everyone jumped in to hit their own moves. They worked towards the finish. Ito hit a swinging DDT on Thunder Rosa. Ito missed a diving headbutt off the top rope. Riho tagged and tried a Shining Wizard on Maki Ito, but Maki turned it into a single leg crab. So that was a pretty decent spot. Baker hit an air raid crash. I wonder where she learned that from, baby. Air raid crush for a 2 count on Riho. Rosa saved that, broke up the cover there. Rosa tagged in, traded some cradles with Baker for a very nice back and forth between these two, which we've seen on Dynamite once before in their one-on-one encounters. Rebel jumped on the apron and accidentally hit Baker. Rosa hit a DVD on Baker for a 2 count. Ito came in and made the save there. Riho hit a dive to Maki Ito. The ending came when Rebel used the crutch on Thunder Rosa behind the referee's back. Obviously, that led to Britt Baker getting the pinfall on Thunder Rosa again, and we get that continuing after the match. We got Nyla Rose coming out there, and we got, that was the women's match. I'm sorry. I'm fast-forwarding to this fucking Joshi shit. Anyway, Thunder Rosa got pinned by Britt Baker. Jesse, what'd you think of this? Nice to see that this feud is continuing here between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. But to be honest with you, this match was better than the actual women's match that's appeared on the main show. So I was wondering why this wasn't flipped.
Nah, I think you're fucking crazy.
What are you talking about?
Look, man, I'm not a Joshi fan, but Shida and Okada fucking put on a fucking nice match, man. Look, if I'm gonna sit and watch a match and just look at it for the wrestling itself, they had a better match. I think Breaker and Thunder Rosa put on a display that was far less impressive than their last match, their one-on-one match. Far less impressive.
Well, of course, they had to rely on 2 other people.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm focusing on just when I saw Britt Baker and Rosa in the ring, and still it was like they failed to recapture said chemistry when they were on Dynamite. But that being said, man, like I said in the text, man, Shida is great. She is fucking great in the ring.
She is very good. I love Shida.
She is awesome, man, and she is incredible. I just don't give 2 fucking shits about anything that she does. Nothing. But I'm not gonna take away from her wrestling ability. So to say that the pre-match show was better than the women's show on the card, oh fuck no, man. I think they put on a nice match. It's just at the end of it, who gives a shit?
Yeah. You know, it continues whatever they got going on here. But,
Yeah.
you know, again, I was not too thrilled with Thunder Rosa taking another pinfall loss, but I get it. They're continuing to build up that she's needing to overcome Rebel and Britt Baker, and eventually, hopefully, you know, it's going to happen eventually, but hopefully it happens when something a little bit more important is there. Maybe Britt gets the title, and maybe Thunder beats Britt for the title. I still think that's the way to go about it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, at the end of it, Thunder Rosa looks weaker. Britt Baker looks weaker. Nyla Rose looks weaker. And these are the women we see every week on TV.
Yeah.
Every fucking week. So what does Shida do now?
I don't know what Shida does now.
Big Swole came out on Dark and announced herself as whoever wins, they got me next. So Big Swole apparently is next.
Big Swole, bro. Big Swole does not deserve to even breathe women's championship. What the fuck?
She said she's getting a fucking shot, and
she needs a shot at fucking catering. That's what she needs to do.
Fucking
I'll give her Titus's cell phone number. She wants it. Cedric knows all about catering. He was there for about 6 to 12 months before they actually pushed him on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker continuing, guys. It's nice to see that, but, you know, it's still nowhere, absolutely nowhere where it needs to be for that women's division.
I'm personally tired of it, man.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they've done it. They've worked it. They did it. It was nice. If they would have left it where it was at the Dynamite match, they'd be in good standings right now. They should have moved on from that point.
Yeah. Moving on with the actual show. The show started off hot. The show started off great. Chris Jericho and MJF of the Inner Circle versus the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team titles. This match was awesome. This match was really, really good for those tag team titles, but that's not really a surprise. This company's built on tag team mechanics and tag team wrestling. Young Bucks set the tone early, taking it to MJF. Jericho and MJF were in trouble early. Fists were flying on the outside, around ringside. MJF, Jericho quickly turned it around, only to eat stereo dives by the Bucks. Back in the ring, stereo sharpshooters by both Matt and Nick. Match finally got some order after about 3 minutes with the Bucks in control, taking it to Jericho with some double team moves, keeping MJF out of the ring, isolating Jericho in their corner. So we got MJF and Jericho getting a small moment where they were in control with a nice double team flapjack, but Wardlow got involved to give the heels control again. Actually held the ropes to stop a Matt Jackson dive to the outside. So the Inner Circle is back in control. There was a great moment on commentary where Excalibur said MJF was a POS, meaning piece of shit, which led to JR saying that's an LOL, Excalibur, which then led to Tony Khan saying, what the fuck, WTF? So they were using social media lingo or text lingo on commentary, which I thought was funny stuff. Matt Jackson at one point tried to make a tag, but Jericho dragged Nick off the apron to remain in control for the Inner Circle. Very basic offense by MJF and Jericho. Quick tags, close fist, grounding Matt, keeping him away from Nick. Matt got a double DDT on both. Then he made the eventual hot tag to Nick Jackson. Nick is now in 2-on-1 situation. He grabbed a close 2 count on MJF through a nice slingshot destroyer on MJF. Close near fall with some double team top rope slice bread action by the Bucks on MJF. Jericho was in off a hot tag. He went for a Judas effect, but Matt stopped that with a super kick right to his elbow. Bucks were going for the indie taker, I believe, but Jericho landed a tombstone on Matt instead. Went right into the Lion Tamer. Nick came off the top rope. He got caught in a slingshot. Jericho turned that into a Lion Tamer. MJF had a moment where he was enjoying a little bit too much of himself, telling Matt Jackson to suck it about 5 or 6 times. Matt rolled him up for a 2 count there. Tony Schiavone actually said while he was doing this suck it chant to the Bucks, what motivates a guy to be an idiot, said Schiavone. And then Schiavone said Matt should punch him right where he was pointing to his crotch. So Matt set up for a tombstone. MJF countered with a roll-up. Wardlow distracted the referee here, which was Aubrey Edwards. Jericho hit Matt from behind with a baseball bat. MJF then gave Matt a heat seeker for a very believable near fall. MJF was shocked. Bucks landed stereo dives onto MJF and Jericho. Nick scored a near fall on Jericho in the ring. Wardlow stepped up to the ring apron again to distract. They went for a replay of the previous move earlier in the match, and Jericho mistakenly landed a Judas effect on Wardlow. leading to a roll-up by Nick for a very close near fall. Jericho went for a springboard lion salt, but the Bucks kicked him out of midair. Then they hit the BTE trigger. MJF broke that up. Bucks then super kicked MJF about 5 or 6 times. Lots of fines there with the leg slapping. So I don't know how much that's going to cost those boys. They gave Jericho a stereo super kick, and he moved towards them. Bucks then hit a Meltzer driver on Jericho for the pinfall victory, which we will talk about a little bit later on in the show. Jesse, this was a great tag team match. That Jericho pinfall at the end obviously is going to take a nice priority on Dynamite. What'd you think of this match? Right outcome, I'm assuming you're going to agree with, and great way to open the show.
Great way to open the show. I love the match. Definitely the right winner as well. Look, I'm gonna say this as much as I keep seeing it, Jericho is losing quite a few steps. And especially if you look at who he's putting himself out there with, man, he's not keeping up with these 3 younger guys as much as he might think he is. I mean, but I like that he doesn't wrestle every week. If he's only going to do it at pay-per-views, fine, that's great. But the more he does this, the more he's going to stick out like a sore thumb, man. I don't want to say that I don't know how to put it, but he's in matches with legit workers, younger workers, and younger Jericho would outwork these guys, but we don't have younger Jericho. You don't have younger Jericho anymore. So these long-winded spot matches like this, I don't know why he keeps doing them. If he's going to do some matches, great. Come out and do 10-minute match, something like that. I mean, and make it a short, sweet, and be done with it. But his moves are just starting to just kind of every time I see him doing, I'm like, I hope he doesn't.
Listen, man, I absolutely
doesn't.
I absolutely love Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is one of the greatest to ever do it. One of the greatest that I think you and I have personally as fans ever seen in a pro wrestling ring. His feud with Shawn Michaels is one of my most favorite feuds of all time in WWE.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that it's getting to a point with Jericho where he is refusing to step away, and he wants to help AEW so much, but at the same time, he's also harming AEW, and he's harming himself. I don't want Jericho to get to a point where he's embarrassing himself, and like you said, he can't keep up with the younger guys. MJF is 24 years old. The Bucks, They're still young. They've been around for forever, but they're still relatively young guys. And he's not able to keep up with these guys, and we know the old Jericho would absolutely outschool all these guys. But the thing is, and we might as well talk about it now, it may be getting to a point where Jericho needs to step away for a little bit. They brought in Big Show, they're bringing in Christian, they got Sting. Jericho's presence is not really needed anymore because he's already done what he was asked to do, being AEW World Champion, being crowned the first ever AEW World Champion. His presence really isn't as needed as it was 2 years ago. And now with MJF and Jericho saying that change is needed, they were interviewed by Marvez, and Jericho announced that there's going to be an Inner Circle War Council on Wednesday's Dynamite where he promised changes in the group. Now, I know you have a lot to say about this. Do we see Jericho on Wednesday night exiled from the Inner Circle? Changes are being made, meaning Maxwell is going to be the new leader of the Inner Circle, and Maxwell has now infiltrated the minds of the rest of the guys. In comes Sammy, and now Jericho's going to be the one booted out because, remember, he did take the pinfall tonight, and Marvez really let Jericho have that in the interview.
Yeah. I mean, my original prediction about this whole storyline is definitely playing out the way I thought it might. So it looks like they're gonna kick Jericho out. I still think Sammy stays. I think Sammy comes back to the Inner Circle and stays and helps kick out Jericho. I mean, the only other solution is Jericho gets kicked out and he tags with Sammy, and that's not what I want to see Sammy do. So I'm hoping that they just kick him out and then they continue Inner Circle while he's gone. Then he can come back after a couple of months or what have you. Then he can feud with the Inner Circle. And these are the kind of spots I want to see Jericho in. I mean, he started this group. Yeah. He gets kicked out of his group. Go away. Go the fuck away. Come back, live crowds, hype. Return, get him in a match on a pay-per-view. He can put them over and then go do what he wants to go do. Jericho can do so many fucking things for this company without ever stepping foot in that ring. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Commentary, producer. I mean, you fucking name it. The guy has the experience to fucking do it all. Creative. He just does not need to be in a ring right now.
No. His value right now is absolutely more needed backstage. Absolutely. Yes. Jericho is not needed in the ring. He's not needed in the inner circle anymore. This is exactly why MJF was brought into the inner circle. MJF doesn't need to be in the inner circle, but he was brought in the inner circle for a very specific reason, because Jericho could potentially be on his way out. And I agree with you. I agree with you. Jericho, it's becoming a little too cheesy, because I feel like he's just relishing in the moment, because he knows the moment is not going to last that much longer. He's become a walking fucking, hey, sing my song out there every time I come out. And that's what pretty much Jericho is known for now. Like, oh, look, I got a great theme song. I got the crowd singing the lyrics to my own song. And that's it. There's nothing really about Jericho that stands out anymore.
No, to put it in the layman's terms for everybody, when Jericho debuted with the company and when he came out, it seems like he had his star power, his name value. He brought all of that to the table, and you could see it, and they needed it. And as every time he came out, you could see the look on his face. You can see the crowd. You can see people were happy to see Jericho. Jericho's in the right place. Jericho is helping build up the company. I think the company is where it is right now. I don't say solely, but mostly from the work of Chris Jericho at the core of it. Now that we're here, the things that he can bring to the table, he's already brought it. So it's already here. So now he's just coming out and just serving. Like you said, it sounds very self-serving when he comes out at this point.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to get himself over and not the company anymore,
Yeah. That's exactly what it feels like to me. But we'll see on Wednesday night. I'm very excited to see what happens here. Some people in the chat saying Wardlow's going to get kicked out. Wardlow tried everything in his power to make sure that match was won by the Inner Circle. So I don't see Wardlow being kicked out, because MJF is not going to be stupid enough to kick Wardlow out of the Inner Circle. He needs Wardlow. That's just MJF.
They might kick. Not Wardlow. Yeah. They might kick Hager out with Jericho.
Possibly. I don't know what Hager does after that, but that's none of my concern. But I'm very excited about what they do with this Inner Circle storyline. I thought it was going to have the next piece in play tonight, but they're obviously saving it for Dynamite. And this changes needed that MJF is talking about, Jericho's talking about, is going to be very interesting. And some people in the chat saying, stop hating on Jericho. You don't like what we have to say, Matthew Sorar? Get the fuck out. There's nothing here that is factually incorrect. I'm tired of you fucking geeks. AEW fucking dick riders, man. We love AEW just as much as anybody else. If you can't stand a little dose of reality, get the fuck out. Okay? There's nothing here that Jesse said or I said that is disparaging against Chris Jericho. It's the fact of the matter. He's 50 years old. Cut the shit.
At some point, it's not hating. At some point, the time comes. He's 50 now. What if he was 75, 80 and still trying to come out, and we say, hey, he's a little bit old for this? Would you be sitting here saying, well, you're hating? No, you wouldn't, because you know he's too old. Well, guess what? The age he's at now, performing in a wrestling ring, that is too old.
Yeah.
Especially now, I won't say the age is too old. I'll say he is not keeping up with the performance that he wants to do at his age. So his ability is dictating that his age is too much. If he was 65 and still performing like he was 30, I wouldn't give a shit how old he was.
Me neither.
But he's 50 and he's performing like he's 70. So it's about time to slow it down.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Moving on from this, guys, Inner Circle is probably going to explode on Wednesday night. This tag team battle royal exploded near the end of it. Very, very basic battle royal. 30 men.
Don't say explode. Don't say explode.
Well, this show literally, quote unquote, exploded at the end of the night. We'll talk about that a little later. But this exploded into a lot of great stuff at the end of this battle royal. 30 men in total. There was about, I believe, 15 teams in this thing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 15 teams. 15 tag teams in this battle royal. Let's go over this quickly. We got Dustin and QT Marshall coming out with the Dark Order. They were the first two teams. So we got Team 3 coming out are Santana and Ortiz. These guys, Santana and Ortiz, were my favorites to win this entire thing. Shout out to Ortiz for once again joining us, me and Big Hodge, on Critiques and Connoisseurs. Go and check that out, guys, if you have not done so. He sat with us, or he stood behind the bar with us, and we drank some peanut butter whiskey, some Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Really great stuff. He went into his background, what got started with Santana and Ortiz, how they got their beginnings, doing the indie circuit before signing with AEW, why they chose AEW over WWE, who he wants to wrestle in AEW that he hasn't wrestled yet, their plans for the tag team titles. Really great stuff, so go and check that out. So they came out, and then we got Allin Angels of the Dark Order. He was eliminated first, and Santana Ortiz took care of him. Team 4 came out, Matt and Mike Seidel. Team 5 was Stu Grayson and Evil Uno of the Dark Order. So the Evil Uno, Stu Grayson combination, they came out for the Dark Order, giving them the 3-man advantage in the ring at this point. So they had the numbers advantage. Mike Seidel was eliminated by Santana and Ortiz. So we got Mike and Matt Seidel eliminated, I believe, at this point. Austin and Colt Gunn came out, and they were team number 6. It's amazing how similar Austin looks in comparison to his father. It's like a mirror image. It's awesome.
No, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And we got Austin and Colt Gunn. I like the makeup of this tag team. They're like, they're just mirror images of his father. It's like I'm watching two Billy Gunns in the fucking ring. And Billy Gunn was a tag team specialist.
Yeah, they're trios. They're a trios team.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I would not mind if they were top contenders for those inaugural, trios championships come the time.
Yeah,
See,
that's another thing. How old is Billy Gunn?
I don't know. Man, he's got to be pushing near 50.
Right, but the guy looks and he's moving in phenomenal shape.
Yes.
So nobody's trying to run him out of a ring.
No.
I don't care.
And he's not. Listen, you watch Dark. I don't know how often he's on Dark, but you barely see him on Dynamite. And when you do, it's like, oh, right, Billy Gunn's there, and he looks great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. He looks good, and he works well with his boys. I'm actually legit excited to see them in the trios division.
Yeah, the Gun Club looking good. So we got Austin and Colt Gunn out there. Gun Club. Like I said, the Seidels were eliminated by Santana Ortiz, so they're gone. Team 7, Pretty, Peter Avalon, and Cesar Bononi, they came out. Don't know why they were needed here, but there they are. Team 8, the Varsity Blondes came out. A lot of men in the ring at this time. Austin Gunn eliminates Peter Avalon. Goodbye. Gun Club tried to eliminate Bononi, but QT Marshall came over and eliminated Bononi, Colt, and Austin Gunn all at the same time. QT Marshall, a beast in this thing. Dustin Rhodes stood there and yelled, Jesse, at QT Marshall because the Gun Club are part of the Nightmare family. QT got upset, and then he eliminated himself, walked away, and spit on Dustin while walking away. This was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The chat saying Billy Gunn is 50-7.
I don't believe that at all.
50.
I don't believe it. I don't believe the guy's a fucking wizard then.
Man.
The guy's obviously got the Fountain of Youth somewhere in his home.
Dude, I gotta fact check that. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
57 years old. We're waiting on a fact check here, folks.
Holy shit, 50-7, bro.
Listen, the guy's a fucking wizard then, bro.
Jesus.
The guy here is Gandalf the Grey. Look, I got a Lego of Gandalf the Grey. I might as well fucking plaster a little face and redo his face to Billy Gunn, bro.
Billy Gunn is a prime example of the point I just made before this. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're moving like you need to be moving for the match you're in, I don't give two shits how old you are. If you're losing a step, if you're botching your own signature moves, if you're trying to keep up with the guys in the ring with you, and you're getting up there in age, it might be about time for you to leave. Billy Gunn's almost 60. I don't give a shit if he stays because he's doing well.
Somebody in the chat said, T-Bar said, tune in tomorrow for an explosive episode of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Mr. T-Bar, I'm going to have explosive diarrhea watching another shit show by Bruce. Thank you.
Maybe he's back to liking you, but he's still fucking teabagged to me.
Did he?
You block me all you want, asshole.
Did he really block you?
No. I'm just saying if he wants to block me before that.
Listen, me and Double D, Dominic Dijakovic, bro, we're cool.
Nah, fuck that.
Probably
when
still
you go
likes my
back to
gut,
Dominic Dijakovic, you'll be fine. But right now you're fucking teabag. So
there you go. All right. So listen, T-Bar, I'm sorry for my my lack of enthusiasm for my partner over here. I'm sorry.
Hey, Go back to Dijakovic and we'll talk.
Yeah. Anyway, we got Avalon and Benoni, QT Marshall eliminating Benoni here. Avalon was already eliminated. What'd you think of that moment with Dustin being spit on by QT, Jesse?
It's a heel turn. I mean, but do we really care? Do you care?
Listen, I don't care. You know, I don't. Listen, this is going to set up a feud between QT Marshall and my boy, the guy that you said was overrated and doesn't belong in a ring. You know, my boy Lee Johnson.
I did not, and it looked like it just set up QT and Dustin.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I mean,
whatever.
I mean, it's
Lee Johnson's gonna be in there somewhere, bro. He's gonna be in there somewhere.
But like this, I didn't even know that the Gun Club was in the Nightmare family.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Me neither.
I watch this shit every week. I had no idea he was in the Nightmare. They were in the Nightmare family.
I didn't know either.
Well,
anyway, we got
QT Marshall.
We got Team 9, Bear Country. Great looking tag team. I gotta admit, great looking tag team. They came out and they eliminated Stu Grayson. Team number 10 was the Lucha Jurassic Express. Fans started singing Jungle Boy's theme. Can't wait for actual fans to be doing this. Jungle Boy eliminated Ortiz of Proud and Powerful. Luchasaurus eliminated Benoni and Griff Garrison. Jungle Boy eliminated Santana. I did not like Proud and Powerful getting eliminated in this thing. They should have won this match, but there we go. Marco Stunt, not even in the match, eliminated Evil Uno in what looked to be a terrible spot. Head scissors on the ring apron. It looked like Evil Uno didn't know whether he was supposed to fall to the mat or go into the ring post, but
It ran to the fucking post.
It literally looked like you were playing an online game of WWE 2K20 and the fucking shit lagged out, and then that's what happened. He took a stutter step in the wrong direction, and it just looked embarrassing.
He just ran into the fucking
It's
post.
fucking ridiculous, dude.
None of the momentum on the move that was put on him took him towards that way. He was supposed to go straight down to the fucking mat.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a rib. I don't know if it was done on purpose. I don't know. It looked ridiculous. Now it's a meme for the end of our lifetime. So it'll be on social media for forever. So we got Marco Stunt doing that to Evil Uno. Jack Evans, not even in the match, eliminated number 10 of the Dark Order from the match. Team 11, Butcher and Blade. Dustin was eliminated by Luchasaurus, Butcher, and Blade with help of the Bunny on the outside. Private Party came out as team number 12. SCU was team number 13. Bear Country eliminated Luchasaurus, and the Butcher eliminated both members of Bear Country, which was kind of sad. Team 14, Pac and Ray Phoenix, Blade, and Mark Quinn eliminated by Pac and Ray immediately. Team 15, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. This is the third Dark Order team here. Isaiah Cassidy eliminated by John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Butcher was eliminated soon after as well. Phoenix eliminated Daniels. Jungle Boy eliminated Reynolds. Pac eliminated Kazarian. Now we're down to the final four. We got Pac, Phoenix, John Silver, and Jungle Boy. John Silver and Pac, Jesse, had a back and forth here where I think we need to see a one-on-one match soon between these two. That was, for whatever the little bit that they went back and forth, was fucking awesome.
No, I don't want to see a one-on-one with them, because it's not going to end well for John Silver. Look, I mean, I don't like how the Dark Order.
It's not the answer I wanted, man.
War.
It's not the answer I was looking for. You're supposed to tell me, yes, they had a great back and forth. I can't wait to see these guys kick each other's ass in the ring.
No, and look. Technically, and on paper, yes. I would love to see them go at it in a match. Yes, absolutely. But we just know how the outcome is going to come. And it just feels like the Dark Order has been like relegated to jobber duty. They have nothing going for them. Nobody in that fucking crew has any momentum at all. All they do is come out and lose every fucking week.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're probably right on that. There's really nothing for me to go off there because you're correct.
They have nothing. Nobody was made to look any stronger than John Silver, and he pretty much just got tossed out. He just got profiled a little bit, but he got tossed out just as easy as everybody else.
Listen,
did.
man, they may be waiting for something with those trios titles that are soon coming. I could see John Silver definitely in the TNT title discussion if they want to push him in that division. It's not all doom and gloom for them.
No, but the thing is, it's so easy to push them right now because they're over as fuck.
I know, but listen, Jesse, you got to understand if Tony Khan pushed Dark Order immediately the way that you are suggesting right after Brody passed away, then it would be, oh, look, they're only pushing the Dark Order because Brody Lee passed away. You got to let some time pass before you start getting back into where the Dark Order was when Brody was here.
I can give you that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But they've lost everything.
Yeah,
everything.
They did lose momentum. You are correct, yes.
They lost everything. Nobody's over except -1.
With the passing of Brody, Anna Jay got hurt. That was a devastating blow to them because they had big plans for her. They're just stuck in a funk right now.
They are. I mean, and I get it a lot. And it's not just them. A lot of different teams and people are falling into that. Look, we only have 2 hours a week category. I will always go back to that because they do have a lot of talent that needs to be on TV, but they only have 2 fucking hours right now. So I want to wait and see until they get more programming on TV, and let's see who gets pushed and how and where.
Yeah. So we got Rey Fenix walking the top rope here, kicking Silver, who was on the apron, in the face to eliminate him from the match. Jungle Boy eliminated Pac, and we're down to Jungle Boy and Rey Fenix. They went berserk for this. This was fucking awesome. I'd love to see Jungle Boy and Rey Fenix in a one-on-one match. This was so good here. But we got Rey Fenix winning this thing, and I was shocked that Jurassic Express did not get the win here. Phoenix won with...
I thought they had it. I thought they fucking had it, man.
I know. Jungle Boy and Phoenix tore the house down, like I said. Phoenix hit a tope suicida through the ropes into the front row. I don't know who does it better at fucking suicida than Rey Fenix. My God. It's literally like he's shot out of a fucking cannon. I don't know how he does. I don't know how he gets that momentum to do that type of shit. I really don't. The guy is just inhuman.
Yeah.
So Phoenix won here after a Jungle Boy poison Rana. Phoenix won with a thrust kick and a clothesline over the top. Unbelievable, man. Phoenix is the best luchador on the planet. One of probably the most, I would say, #1 high flyer in pro wrestling today. Pac and Rey Fenix win this thing. They're getting a tag team title shot against the Young Bucks. This is going to be a fucking awesome match. I was pulling for the Lucha Express, I was going to say, Jurassic Express to win this thing, but it wasn't it, Jesse.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, I've been saying for a long time how Jurassic Express need to be pushed because they had the momentum and they kind of just fluttered out after Luchasaurus's injury, which A, wasn't very long, and B, I mean, it's been long enough. I mean, but again, I get it.
Man, you're talking about that. I watched All Out, the one that you and I attended in the luxury box in 2019, and I'm watching that on Twitch today with a watch along, and I'm watching Luchasaurus in that opening match against SCU. Fucking crowd absolutely going crazy, man. You couldn't even tell if it was Luchasaurus or The Rock out there, man. It was fucking crazy. And this was before Dynamite hit the airwaves on TNT. The injury, like you said, was not long at all, but it was so devastating because they missed the AEW Tag Team Tournament. It was actually Jungle Boy and Marco stunt in that thing, and nobody can convince me otherwise that Luchasaurus, if he was not hurt, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus win that Tag Team Tournament, they absolutely should have been the inaugural AEW Tag Team Champions. No doubt about it.
I agree. I like everything about that group. I mean, I see somebody complaining about Marco. Even Marco, at this point, even Marco is essential to that group. That Marco puts them in a trios division as well.
Yeah, Marco Stunt, like Jesse said a couple of times on this show, Marco Stunt is used to his potential. They're not pushing him, and they're not having him beat fucking 6'8", 300-pounders. I mean, they're using him as a pesky sidekick like he's supposed to be used.
Yeah, look how he was used last week. He came out and he got an opportunity to make Tully Blanchard look good. The guy weighs 15 pounds. Tully Blanchard could throw him around. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. For the most part, pretty much everybody in this company is booked to their ability and booked to what they're best at. That's one of the things I like about this company. Yeah. There's some things that are not going the way that I would have thought they would have, but they're not perfect. But for the most part, people like Marco Stunt, I mean, I know he got a lot of heat when the group first started, but for me at least, he's fitting in well. They leave the heavy work to Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy as it should. When they want to do trios matches, they bring in Marco, and he's only brought in for spots, basically. And when he's one-on-one, he gets beat down like he should. I'm enjoying Marco because they're using him correctly. So I'm not going to complain on Marco.
Listen, I mean, you people in the fucking chat, I mean, do you got wax in your fucking ears? Well, what's this guy's name? Two Dirty Minds. Did he just compare Luchasaurus to The Rock? Where did you get me comparing Luchasaurus to the fucking Rock? I'm comparing the fucking goddamn crowd in Chicago at All Out when he came out because they were on their feet 15,000 deep in that venue, giving this guy a standing ovation. Where did I compare Luchasaurus and The Rock? You fucking cretin! Yes, because I'm comparing Dwayne Johnson to a fucking guy dressed up in a dinosaur mask. It's the type of ovation he got. Get this guy out of here. Okay. Hologram, get this fucking clown out of here, bro. Fucking retards in the chat, man. My God. Get him out of here.
Jimmy disagree. You can disagree with him, man. Like I said, I'm here to tell you what I thought about it. I mean, I think Marco is being used well for what he can do. I mean, I'm not annoyed by Marco. You know who I'm annoyed by? People like the sommelier in WWE. Why the fuck is he there?
Yeah, why is Reginald there? Yeah.
You know, that's somebody who has no purpose on TV whatsoever. None. Why is he embedded into a women's division that who are trying to compete for a title? I don't know if that feud is about the title or about the sommelier. Reginald, why is he there?
Now he's about to be devoured by Nia Jax because Nia Jax thinks he's hot.
Yeah,
great.
That's messed up, man. She's gonna sit on his face. I mean, look. I don't know.
Whatever. Please don't even give me the fucking visual, please.
And she can find his hole.
Oh my God, please. Oh. Speaking of sitting around and holes, this was a major hole in the show. This is where the show started to fall off, people. We got a great two opening first matches in the show here. We got the Tag Team Battle Royal, which was great with the Final Four. We got the Tag Team title match to open the show. And then we got Ryo Mizunami versus Hikaru Shida. Hold on. I miscue here. I typo in my notes. We got Kazuchika Okada versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. Now, I'm not going to really harp on this. It wasn't my cup of coffee. I got up to make a cup of coffee while this match was happening. Crowd was dead here. Don't know what happened. Match went too long. Not interested in the Joshi shit. Shida beating a Joshi did nothing for me here. The entire tournament was a complete waste of time. Shida didn't look good at the end of this tournament. And whatever the infatuation is with the Joshis, I hope it fucking comes to an end on Wednesday night. This was a decent match, hard-hitting, okay? But it wasn't my cup of coffee here, man. So we got the open of this match. They had a nice back and forth, but we got Okada doing those overhand palm strikes. And I don't know what the fuck I was watching, man. It's like I'm play wrestling with my brothers when I'm fucking 5 years old, the way these chops were coming off. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I mean, Jesus Christ. Then she's like motoring herself up like the little engine that could. I don't know what the fuck these Joshi are about. This shit ain't translating on my television, man. Cut the shit. So they got some back and forth in the beginning. Shida hit an inverted driver for a near fall suplex as well. Shida hit a Tamashi, but Mizunami kicked out. They traded strikes. Mizunami got the advantage here, was taking it to Shida. Mizunami hit a Uranagi and a spear, and she followed with a top rope leg drop, which looked good for a near fall. They traded some strikes and some lariats. Shida hit her moves, and Mizunami hit a lariat to follow up. Shida hit a Falcon's Arrow, two more knee strikes, and another Falcon Arrow. Got a 2 count on Okada. Okada hit a lariat. Rainmaker! Got a Rainmaker there on Shida. Shida hit another knee strike, and then she used an eye poke for a near fall. So Shida hit another knee strike. Mizunami reversed the pinfall attempt into a crucifix for 2. Mizunami tried a DDT, but Shida turned it into a Uranagi. Shida hit another running knee strike. A lot of knee strikes here, folks, if you guys haven't figured that one out. Shida hit a corkscrew knee strike, and she got the pin. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero ran in after the match, went for Shida and Okada. Shida tried to save Okada, but Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Rebel, and Maki Ito ran in. Rebel hits Shida with the crutch. Out comes Thunder Rosa, and she chases everybody off. We got a 6-woman tag team match on Wednesday night. Shida retains the title in what was a god-awful, boring match. That's just the way I see it. I'm sorry. If you got anything to add, Jesse, I'd like to move on with the show.
Yeah, like I said, it was boring. I mean, only because I just wasn't invested in it at all. But I mean, if you
listen, I think you and I can agree. Shida deserves better. That's my point. Shida deserves better.
She does. I mean, if I had to break that down, if I had to keep Shida as champion, what would I do with her? She needs a manager. She needs a better gimmick, a better storyline, and some credible challengers.
Yeah.
But Shida can wrestle. So I'm not gonna sit because I don't like her. I'm not interested in her. I don't like her, but I'm not gonna sit here and say she sucks because I don't like her. She does not suck. She's fucking awesome. I just don't care what she's doing, man.
Yeah, me neither. It's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, moving on here with the next match. The show just continued to, I guess, kind of stay afloat here. It was rather boring. It more felt like a Dynamite than it did an actual pay-per-view for $50. We got Miro and Kip Sabian versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. This was more of an angle than it was a match, and the match seemed better fitting for Dynamite. Not really sure why this was on the pay-per-view, but, you know, this is Tony Khan. He wants to get everybody on the show. The pay-per-view could have ended 20 minutes earlier without this on the show. So we got Sabian and Miro working on Chuck Taylor. Apparently there was a backstage incident where Miro attacked Chuck Taylor, threw him into some production crates, and beat him up backstage. He busted him open. Orange Cassidy was taken out backstage as well. So Cassidy was not out there with Chuck Taylor. He was selling the beating backstage. Orange then all of a sudden limps out to the stage. He's selling the attack. He managed to get an orange punch to Miro on the ramp. So Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor hits the best friends version of Strong Zero for a 2 count as Sabian and Miro were still alive in this thing. So Penelope took hold of the referee and she distracted the referee. Miro hit a low blow to Orange. Orange hit the Stun Dog Millionaire and another orange punch. Penelope jumped on the apron at the end of this thing for a distraction. Miro did not give 2 single shits about Penelope Ford. Took Orange Cassidy, shoved Orange into Penelope. She goes flying into the barricade, and Miro did this on purpose because he wanted to win the match. So Taylor and Miro got tags. Miro hit a pump kick and used Game Over for the submission on Chuck Taylor, and that was pretty much it. A waste of time here. Nobody gives a single shit about anything these guys are doing, and I don't know what else to say, Jesse. This was more fit for Dynamite than it was the pay-per-view.
I took a whole lot of notes tonight, a whole page full of fucking notes, and I took one word down for this match: lame.
Oh, yeah, lame. Yeah,
it's lame.
Yeah. I don't really know what. Listen, I hope that this Miro, it came off looking very intentional. Him shoving Orange Cassidy into Penelope Ford. I hope that Kip Sabian gets pissed enough where Miro gets in his face, tells him to fuck off. I did what I had to do for us to win the match, and then he splits from Kip Sabian to Penelope Ford. That's what I want to have happen.
Yeah. So what are we gonna get? Kip Sabian face turn?
All right. Who gives a shit?
Right. Yeah.
As long as Miro's away from these 2 clowns.
I don't know how they're gonna separate them, man. They literally bonded them at the hip and put them in this damn wedding and everything.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Miro and Orange Cassidy. I mentioned this a couple of weeks back on the podcast. He looks like he is in fucking mid-card purgatory. I don't know where his momentum went. This guy was the hottest thing in the company. Now he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They need to hit the reset button. Yeah. They just need to just flat out hit the reset button on Miro.
Yeah.
If they try to spin their way out of this storyline, it's gonna seem convoluted and stupid. Just fucking send him home. Send Miro home for about 3 to 4 weeks. Have him come back, new storyline, revamped gimmick. Start the fuck over. This was a botch fucking introduction for him.
I don't know what it's going to take, man. I don't know if it's going to take Tony Khan really just saying, you know what, we fucked up, let me hit the reset button, or AEW waiting for his wife to be a free agent, bring in CJ and pair them together on AEW television and make them a new power act, because I think that is exactly what's going to give him the hump or, the push over the hump that he needs. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this on his own, because Tony Khan has fucking botched this to no end.
Yeah, bringing in CJ will help. But it's also pretty much, and Miro having to admit that he's nothing without his wife in the ring.
I know.
Nothing.
Listen, we need to fix this, but this match did not need to be on the pay-per-view tonight. A complete waste of time. More of an angle than anything to set up, hopefully, Miro leaving Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. Matt Hardy. I'm sorry, Jessica.
What's up, Diva?
Oh, Issa's in the chat. Issa's in the chat. What's up, Issa?
What's going on?
Probably got finished with Wrestling Inc.'s podcast. So she's over here.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. We're having a fucking great time over here.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Hardy and Adam Hangman Page. This was another match that I was looking forward to. It just felt flat to me. I don't know if it was the crowd. I mean, the first two matches, the Battle Royal was fun. The Final Four was great stuff. The tag team match opened the show was great stuff. The crowd can't be out of it from those two matches. I don't know where the crowd went. They just felt like this shit was unimportant. And you feel it watching it at home. I don't know if it's just me, but at this point, it's like I'm watching Dynamite. This match was more served for Dynamite than it was on pay-per-view. Matt Hardy and Adam Page. This was a decent match. It went 15 or so minutes. They fought back and forth in the beginning of the match. Page flip dove off the top rope onto Hardy at ringside, did his signature moonsault. Page landed hard against the ringside barricade when he landed. I don't know if it's just me. I have a feeling when Page comes down, he's going to fucking break his leg on these moonsaults. He just gets so high in the air, the elevation on these things. Charlotte Flair can learn a thing or two about doing a moonsault.
Oh, boy.
Back in the ring, Page landed a sliding lariat. He went for a dead eye. Hardy grabbed the top rope. Hardy then landed a neck breaker. Page eventually hit a dead eye on Matt Hardy. Cassidy and Quen came out there, distracted the ref on both sides of the ring. The ref was just yelling at Quen instead of going and worrying about the match. He looked like a complete fucking doofus. Page turned to Cassidy, started yelling at him eventually. He then turned to Quen on the other side, and Shivani said on commentary to save this fucking clown show that they were buying time. Page stayed in control. Cassidy entered the ring. Page clotheslined him and then knocked Quen off the ring apron and then dove through the ropes at Cassidy on the opposite side of the ring. When he went for the buckshot lariat, Hardy caught him with a side effect and a twist of fate. Ross said all of Hardy's A-list offense just landed because he went for the side effect, the twist of fate, and everybody thought Hardy was going to win here. Page kicked out of the side effect and the twist of fate. So Hardy called for more private party help, told him to get back up. Dark Order ran out here and attacked everybody trying to help Matt Hardy. Page then kicked Hardy in the head. Hardy knocked Page off the ring apron. Dark Order ran over, caught him, shoved him back onto the ring apron. He gets back into the ring, buckshot lariat, and that was it for the win. Matt Hardy gets a nice chunk of change. Or actually, I'm sorry, Page gets a nice chunk of change from Matt Hardy, and that was pretty much the end of the match. Jesse, what'd you think of this? Is this going to continue going on into Dynamite, or are we done with Adam Page and Matt Hardy for now?
No, I have also lame for this.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Hardy has his hands in so many different storylines right now that he can just go off and just do something easy. He's already into like 3 or 4 different storylines. Hangman, I don't know what the fuck he does from here. I mean, I don't know. I was just happy to not see Matt Hardy kill himself in a pay-per-view wrestling match.
Yeah,
I was happy that he put on a normal match without trying to break his fucking neck, dude. Because that was fucking scary. This is the kind of Matt Hardy we want to see. He doesn't wrestle every week, which is fine. He does a lot of promos, a lot of segments, which is also very fine. And he wrestles once in a blue moon, and this is the kind of match that he puts on. So I am thoroughly happy with what they're doing with Matt Hardy right now. I mean, overall, but this match just wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't good, man. Like I said, after the tag team match in the Battle Royal, this show, I don't want to say fell off a cliff, but the crowd energy, you felt it and heard it, was not there. I don't know if the fans just got tired. I don't know if it was too cold in Jacksonville, but they had no energy. And when I see and hear the crowd have no energy, it just makes me feel like my feelings are validated because I don't know who really cared about any of this going into the show. Nobody cared about Matt Hardy and Adam Page. Nobody cared about the match before that, the women's match. Nobody cared about this stuff. So it's like it's just there. Not really what I expect from AEW on pay-per-view.
But I had that feeling about this match when they made the stipulation. I mean, I know you did right away. Like, who gives a shit about this stipulation? How am I supposed to feel now knowing that Hangman is making some more money off of Matt? I mean, who gives a shit?
I don't care. I don't care.
You know,
maybe this continues in a trios way. I could see this being a trios thing. Page, Silver, and Reynolds maybe for the trios titles when they are introduced against Matt and Private Party. I could see this maybe being something that is visited down the line again. But as far as what I see here, Page got the win. He's got a cut of Matt Hardy's paycheck, and that's it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and then, look, he's going to have to join the Dark Order for trios like that to be happening because right away I'm going to ask, there's like 97,000 members of the Dark Order. Why is Page in their trios team?
I don't know.
And now if he joins, great. I mean, that's also, that's another thing too. How did the Dark Order lose this tag team battle royal? When you get eliminated and you still have your people in the ring, why are you going to the back?
I don't know.
There's like 10 members of the Dark Order. They all fucking stood there and made sure that John Silver didn't get screwed over or cheat for him to win or something. They would have gotten somewhere. Why are you leaving? There's no DQ.
You know what I also didn't understand? Why didn't we get Matt Hardy having or there being something like an envelope where Page was given the money that Matt Hardy put on the line for this match? It was just a regular match with no visible fucking envelope of dollar bills in it. Like Page won, where's the money? Am I just to expect that Matt Hardy's going to give him the money backstage?
He's going to send it through PayPal
or Venmo.
Venmo, there you go.
Whatever.
That's how you pay nowadays.
Yeah. I'll PayPal you. Fuck out of here. Anyway, moving on, man. Matt Hardy loses to Adam Page. Another match on pay-per-view for Revolution. Face of the Revolution ladder match. Now we're getting into the situation where business is about to pick up. Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, who is greater than Braun Strowman, by the way. Just want to make everybody aware of that. Pentagon Jr., Max Caster, and All Ego, Ethan Page makes his AEW debut. Called it on the podcast Saturday. I was either saying Ethan Page, if not, and he's stuck in Canada, I'm going with RVD. I'm glad it wasn't RVD because RVD is nowadays a joke. And Ethan Page looks great. And he showed up on AEW tonight. So Ethan Page joins AEW, who's now working with Impact, and he just left Impact Wrestling. It's great.
Yeah, I was hoping for Flip. I was hoping for Flip.
You were hoping for Flip Gordon.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to get Flip.
Well,
He'll be here soon. He'll be here soon.
But maybe. He's a very controversial figure with his political stances on social media. He might not rub people the right way. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick it up when Cody was taken out of the match here. Cody was injured, quote unquote. I think Cody is really injured, and that's why they took him out of this match. Pentagon delivered a Mexican destroyer on Cody Rhodes on a ladder. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be through the ladder. Thank God it wasn't through the ladder. But it actually looked worse that the ladder didn't break. A Mexican destroyer on a ladder with Cody. And he was taken out of the majority of this match. Referees and Doc Sampson came over to check on him. They carried him up the stage through the tunnel. Now, I'm assuming Cody got taken out of this match because he's legitimately hurt. I heard that there were reports of Cody being hurt and they wanted to maybe limit him in this match as much as they could. But the thing is, when Cody was taken out of the match, they didn't bring him to the back. They didn't sit him in gorilla. They didn't show him in the locker room being attended to by the trainers. He literally stood in the tunnel and we could see him the entire time. And it's like, all right, now you're giving me the impression that he's taken out of the match, but I still see him. Why didn't you walk another 20 feet to fucking walk through the curtain so he would make a big splash coming on out? And hey, I'm back. I see you, bro. I don't know if you thought that was a little odd. I thought that was a little odd.
It was odd. And I'm finding myself in this spot now when I'm seeing Cody in the match and I can enjoy his matches for what they are. But but I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him win anymore.
Listen, I don't know what's going on. Sal Rex was texting me about people on social media saying that they're tired of Cody. I don't know if that's true or not, but when Cody came back out for this thing, he got legitimately booed by the crowd in Daly's place.
I could see that. I mean, I even text you that. Like, I just don't want Cody to fucking win.
I didn't want him to win anyway. I want the Pentagon to win this thing.
Yeah, he needs to go ahead and let's go full heel because he's getting that kind of heat. Not go away heat. I want to see Cody every fucking week. But I'm tired of him winning.
Listen, man, maybe he joins FTR and Shawn Spears. New Four Horsemen right there, led by Cody.
That works.
You know, Arn Anderson's already in this thing, so why not? He's already managing Cody. Just turn him heel.
That works for me. Turn him heel, then let him be the dick he is. Let him win all the time then. But he's winning too much for me as a babyface right now. I don't like it.
Yeah. So Cody was taken out of the match. He was standing in the tunnel. He was being attended to by officials. Max Caster here in this match. He had a nice showing for the youngster. Tried going for the brass ring. He made an attempt the first time, couldn't get it. He made another attempt going for the brass ring. Instead of a briefcase or a contract here, they legitimately, Jesse, held up on top of the ring. It was a huge brass ring that they needed to grab. Now, I get the AEW, kind of rubbing WWE with their fucking innuendos, but, I mean, can you be any more blatant with this shit? A fucking legitimate brass ring that you got to reach for. Who is notorious for saying that there's not anybody in that locker room ready and willing to reach for the brass ring?
Everybody's comparing it. Everybody's calling it the Sonic match because Sonic goes for the fucking rings.
Oh yeah, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, right? He's going for the gold rings. This is the gold ring that Bruce Pritchard fucking yanked away from Aleister Black and Ricochet and Keith Lee. You fucking serious? Where are those guys, man? Look, the brass ring. You found it. Now you know what to do. Get off of Raw. Get off of SmackDown. The brass ring doesn't exist in WWE. It's now in AEW.
I kind of hope it don't. Oh, that's fucking disgusting, hologram. I hope it doesn't become one of those like Cesaro won the first Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and becomes a kiss of death. Like, what have you done since you got that fucking invisible trophy? You know. So I don't know. I hope they capitalize on it for Scorpio, but I don't know. It seems like a meaningless win, though.
Yeah, we'll get there. Caster, like I said, tried to reach for the brass ring. Sky yanked it from him and yanked him off the ladder. They cut to the stage where Cody was, I guess, kind of being attended to, and he was maybe giving signs that he was unable to join the match. Caster and Sky climbed the ladder side by side, and Cody was led to the back. So goodbye. Archer met them up there. Paige joined in and grabbed all four guys by, I guess, their ankles, or tried to grab the brass ring during this thing. Archer was knocked to the mat. Then Paige was knocked also to the mat. Sky knocked Caster down. Sky grabbed the brass ring, but Penta returned and knocked Sky down. Penta and Sky battled on the ladder, and then they landed with a massive fucking thud down below. Caster and Paige climbed one ladder that was up, and he powerbombed Caster off the top of the ladder. Sky threw Paige into the ladder. In the background, we see Cody finally walking to the back and out of sight through the tunnel. Jerry Lynn and Arn Anderson were there talking to him about possibly returning to the match. Sky, in the ring, climbed to the top rope, leapt at Caster on a ladder to the mat, and landed a frog splash, which looked absolutely beautiful by Scorpio Sky. Sky set up a ladder middle of the ring. Archer then catapulted Sky towards the ladder, but Sky grabbed onto it. Archer yanked Sky off the ladder, landed a knee to send Sky through a bridging ladder at ringside, which looked like it fucking sucked, and he was getting ready for a nice little cat nap on the outside. Penta and Paige returned to the ring. They were going back and forth. Caster ran in. Penta threw him into Paige in the corner. Penta fended off Archer, and he was playing up to the audience at this point. He climbed the ladder. Caster met him at the top. Caster knocked Penta down. Cody returned with his weightlifting belt. All of a sudden, just runs through the fucking tunnel with his weightlifting belt. He started whipping everybody in sight. Went after Paige in the corner. He held his arm close to his body. He was using his right arm, selling the effects of the Mexican Destroyer. He gave Paige a crossroads. Cody climbed the ladder and climbed up to the top. Daly's place was booing him out of the building. Archer met him up there and punched away at him. He delivered a cradle suplex off the top of the ladder, which looked great. Cassidy then leapt off the ladder with a claim to fame flying elbow to Cody Rhodes. Cassidy then set up a ladder middle of the ring. Penta met him up there. Archer knocked the ladder over, so goodbye both of those guys. Archer then chokeslammed Page, Cody, and Penta. Cassidy went after Archer, but Archer here completely no-sold and knocked him down. He gave Caster his blackout finisher on a ladder. Archer then looked up at the brass ring. You seen the light beaming down on Archer's face. I thought he was going to win this thing, but Page came up from behind. Archer nailed him, took him out. He climbed up. He knocked him down again. Page and Archer going back and forth. Page gave Archer a low blow, and then he gave him a released Razor's Edge, which looked fantastic, getting Archer up there. By the way, Ethan Page looks fantastic, so kudos to him. Jake entered the ring, and Jesse might have had a little heart attack here. Gave Page a short arm clothesline, and then Pentagon super kicked Jake on the chin, taking Jake out of the match. He goes down. Penta then climbed the ladder. Cody re-entered, hit Penta with one of his, the one arm that's useful here. So Cody gave Penta a Cody cutter. Looked terrible. Ross called it ugly, but it got the job done. Penta bumped the opposite direction. So Cody climbed the ladder next. Penta hit Cody's sore left arm with the chair. He shoved Cody to the mat and then played up to the crowd before climbing the ladder. Sky then re-entered the ring after taking a little catnap, bashed Penta with the chair. Penta dropped to the mat. He grabbed his ankle. Sky climbed the ladder. Cody was up there as well. Everybody thought Cody was going to win this thing. They battled up top. Sky shoved Cody to the mat and then grabbed the brass ring to win. Scorpio Sky is the face of the AEW Revolution. He gets a title shot on Wednesday night against Darby Allin for the TNT title. Jesse, was this the right outcome? Is Scorpio going to be the new TNT champion? Is it time we take that belt off of Darby Allin?
The right outcome? Yes. I'm completely A-okay with Scorpio Sky winning. Yeah. Taking a title from Darby Allin? No. The only way I would see it okay to take that title for Sky to take that title from Allin is if he goes ahead and pulls the trigger on the heel turn that he was slightly teasing on commentary last week. If he goes through as a babyface, tries to beat him and can't, and then turns heel mid-match and then takes the title from him, that I'm okay with. But just beating Darby and taking it, no. If he wants to turn heel and take it and let Darby chase, that sounds good. But other than that, no, Darby keeps.
What do you think about this Face of the Revolution ladder match? Could you see this being a yearly thing at Revolution, but maybe next year AEW does it a little bit better and has qualifying matches for all the guys instead of just announcing half of the field and then, giving one guy a qualifying match? Do you see this being a regular staple for Revolution?
Absolutely. I like the idea and the concept and everything else. I just kind of hope it doesn't. Remember, I think I texted you earlier too. I said the ladder match was it was almost a paint by numbers ladder match. I mean, no fault to anybody involved, but Jesus Christ, dude, how many fucking ladder matches have we seen?
I don't know. I was about to get to that, bro. Yeah. The next point I was gonna make is, this ladder match, though entertaining, and everybody worked their ass off, this ladder match was not great by any means. This was a decent match, but my God, man, we've seen much better ladder matches in wrestling in the last 12 months than what we've seen here tonight. This one, I don't want to take anything away from these guys because working a ladder match probably fucking sucks. Yes. And I know Cody's hurt, so kudos to him as well. And Ethan Page looked fucking great. I hope he does really well in AEW. I wish Josh Alexander would come over and the North would be a thing in AEW because I think they're unbelievable as a tag team, but this ladder match, man, felt so flat to me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the crowd. I don't know if it was the execution of what they did in the match. It did not sit well with me at all.
It did. I mean, and again, in their defense, we've seen so many fucking ladder matches done by some of the best fucking performers in said genre in wrestling. It's getting harder and harder to fucking top what we've seen.
I know.
I mean, it's getting to the point I don't want them to try to top what we've seen. I don't want to see someone die trying to fucking, entertain us. I mean, I don't know what to tell you as far as how to structure one going forward, but I can say this. We've seen a lot a lot of it. So if you just repeat a typical ladder match, body slam on a match, drop from the ladder onto the floor, we've seen it. So you're going to be breaking your neck for something that somebody's going to say, ooh, okay, that was cool. You know, with the first 2 times seeing it, it was worth it. Now, unless you just got something that's never been seen before, it's going to be hard to impress a wrestling fan these days with ladder matches. Man,
it's because this is why a lot of companies, I don't understand their logic. They want to do, oh my God, I think the fans are going to love this shit. Let's do a ladder match, or quantity over quality. We see a ladder match in WWE every fucking summer with Money in the Bank. We see a ladder match every December. 2 of them. 2 ladder matches in Money in the Bank and 2 ladder matches at the TLC pay-per-view for the men and the women. And it's become a yearly thing, and it's become something that we're ingrained with. Like, oh, December comes around, let's fucking do TLC. We got our traditional ladder matches happening. We got to get rid of that mentality. We got to get rid of those gimmick pay-per-views, because when we get a gimmick match like this, you know, like you said, it is very difficult to be original in these matches. And I honestly think the ladder match should find its way in the same fucking boat as steel cage matches and Hell in a Cell matches and Elimination Chamber matches. Just go away for a bit. Yeah. Because there's nothing special about them at all anymore, and you're just hurting and risking injury at this point.
You really are. Personally, I think my favorite ladder match of all time is Rock versus Triple H and SummerSlam. I think it was 98 maybe 98 SummerSlam.
I think the last, not to cut you off, I think the last ladder match that we seen in WWE was last year. It was Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. That was the first ladder match in years where they did something original. And Sammy was fucking excellent in that match, handcuffing AJ Styles and doing what he did in that match. That was a great ladder match. That wasn't even at a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It was at like a fucking Clash of Champions or something. So they just do these matches hey, let's do a ladder match.
But like that 98 ladder match with Rock and Triple H, you know, Rock and Triple H didn't put on a ladder match anywhere near the caliber of a Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys and shit. But it was fucking incredible because it was just worked within the psychology of the match. The spots were spaced out. They were big. And when they landed them, it was a different time. If they put that same match on right now in 2021, I'd shit all over it.
Yeah.
It's boring. We've seen way better than that, you know? It's getting harder and harder to up the ante. It might be time to stop upping it. Like you just said, go away with it for a while. Change the ante, put on something different, and give that ladder match time to breathe.
Yeah, man, they got to go away for a little bit. I mean, we've had some great ladder matches, and we watched one tonight on Twitch during the afternoon when I was live streaming the watch along for All Out. It was the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. I mean, even in that match, nothing was really, oh my God, original. You know, they're daredevils at the end of the day, but nothing was really original. But yeah, like I said, the matches just need to go away for a little bit. Go away for a year or two, you know, come back, and everybody, that'll be enough time to kind of reset on people's feelings about the ladder match, and then that's it. I think it'll do good.
Yeah, I mean, I hate, you know, saying something bad about this match because I know I can see these guys work their asses off in this match, and it wasn't great, you know, but we've seen it, you know. If they came out and did the exact same match this Wednesday, how excited will we be when we saw it on Sunday?
Well, Jesse, that's the thing. How many ladder matches has Cody Rhodes been in? I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, how many ladder matches has Lance Archer been in? How many ladder matches has Scorpio Sky been in? He's hurt. You know. Yeah. How many matches has Ethan Page been in? The only one in this match that legitimately has any fucking experience in a ladder match is Pentagon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of these guys maybe are either afraid to work the match. They don't know what to do. They're not really used to it. It just felt flat to me. I don't know what it was. I don't know. A mixture of everything.
That, and again, I'm going to notate this every time I think about it. They need to change the role of Jake Roberts. Did you see the guy on the side, outside of the ring, puffing his inhaler like it was a fucking cigar, dude? He took more hits of it. That's how I knew he was getting ready to do something in the ring, because he sat outside of the ring and started puffing his inhaler about 45 times.
I didn't see him doing the inhaler thing, but he should not be taking super kicks by Pentagon of all fucking people. You know?
I mean, man. I mean, It just looks so scary, and I get it. I mean, it's supposed to be scary because he's an old guy, but when you see him doing stuff like that, it's just kind of like, man, should he really be out there, man? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't be. Well, at this point, I don't know. Like you said, like you've been saying, I don't think he adds anything to Archer right now. He's not even speaking for him as his handler anymore. He's just there.
He did on Dark. He did on Dark last week, and it just wasn't the same.
No.
It wasn't the same. It felt like he was in business for himself because Archer's on a different wavelength than he is right now.
Yeah.
So
anyway, man, moving on with what I thought. Killer Swag 216. I love you, bro. The fact that JD still has almost 3K people watching this goes to show you he knows what he's doing as far as putting on a show. I appreciate you, Killer Swag. Thank you, man. Jesse, the best part of the entire night for me up until this point is Sting and Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a street fight. And there's a couple things I want to say before we break this thing down and I go over what I have written here. Number one, this match was, setting-wise, absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what you thought about it, but when I think street fights, bro, I think, either parking lots or, in this case, it legitimately looked like they thought, let's make this shit like legitimate as possible. You got the rooftop fucking entrance and Ricky Starks and Brian Cage driving to the fucking place where they're going to meet these guys. It was like a scene out of fucking Mortal Kombat or Fight Club. And the venue, the setting, the old warehouse look with the glass windows and just that broken down fucking feel, brick walls, holes in the wall. It was just shot. Not only shot beautifully, but the scene and the scenery was picked perfectly. I don't know what you thought about that.
It was. It felt like Darby Allin had a lot of creative influence on the way this was shot, see that, where it was shot. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Yeah, this was visually just unbelievable. So whoever was in charge of this shit on AEW, man, you are the MVP of the entire night. This was fucking fantastic. Number two, Vince McMahon, I think after tonight, we could collectively say, drop the ball on Sting being in the WWE. There's absolutely no reason why Vince could not give us an Undertaker-Sting match in this same light that AEW presented Sting tonight in WWE. Now, I don't know. Listen, Sting and Undertaker should have happened fucking at WrestleMania. Instead of Sting Triple H, it should have been Sting Undertaker. We all know that. Even before that, with the fucking log cabin in the rain, fucking vignettes that The Undertaker cut on Monday Night Raw, and you seen the rain coming down, you see the boot with the long trench coat. That was meant for Sting. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That was Sting Undertaker being built up there. But it didn't happen. That was perfect for Sting and Undertaker and the introduction to that. It should have happened at WrestleMania instead of Triple H. Sting and Undertaker could have easily happened, even after the Boneyard match with AJ Styles. It still could have been something that WWE did this year, last year, whatever. But, man, have they dropped the fucking ball. If you can't come up with a use for Sting like AEW did tonight, you fucked up, man. They missed the boat on having something with Sting and The Undertaker, even if it was resulted in this.
Yeah. This was the best way to showcase Sting. Unfortunately, I don't know how they're going to showcase him going forward because you can't just keep putting him in cinematic matches. Yeah. But nonetheless, I'll leave them to try to figure that shit out later. But for right now, this was the right way to do it. I don't know. I'm getting kind of concerned and wondering if he can go in the ring.
I don't know how long. He may be able to go in the ring, but I don't know how long he will be able to go.
Yeah. So I don't even know how long he wants to go. I don't think he's trying to come back to be even a part-time wrestler. I'm hoping just maybe an occasional wrestler. But look, if they can come up with creative ways like this to make him look good, fine. I have no problem with it. I'm not too sure why he beat younger talent like this, but nonetheless, it was, who did he pin? Ricky Starks, I think? Yeah. I mean, Ricky has nothing really going on right now. He's a heel. He can talk his way out of a loss to Sting. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, that was a good choice to take the pin for it and everything else. I don't want to see him taking titles or killing somebody's momentum. Ricky has nothing really going on, and Sting did look well, which is what he needed coming out of WWE. He didn't need to come over here and take an L right away. So I like how they portrayed him. I like how they did the match. I'm interested in how they plan on making him look good going forward, because they can't keep doing cinematic matches, but I'll wait until we get there. But for right now, I like how they did it. I like in Sting's promo how he right away he said, "You want to know why I'm here in AEW?" I said to myself, "Yeah, because you never really fucking told us when you came." So I thought that was kind of funny. But if they keep this up, finding different ways to make him look good, then this can work out well for him. So I got nothing bad to say about this too much.
What did you think of the commentary in this match? I see a lot of people in the chat wanting us to talk about the commentary. This is going to be a hot take for a lot of people. I don't really care if you agree with me or disagree with me on this. I did not mind the commentary during this thing. In fact, I was glad that there was commentary, because I didn't want to go into this match with just sound effects and grunting and these guys fighting with nothing behind it. This was a advertised street fight on AEW Dynamite for a very long time, and I'm glad that there was commentary. And Taz added a lot to this, in my opinion, and I thought he told a great story on commentary. I'm glad that there was some voice for this match. What'd you think, Jesse?
I absolutely fucking hated the commentary during this match.
I knew you were going to say that.
Absolutely fucking hated it, dude. I think it drug it down. I think the match was great despite the commentary, and they didn't need it. I mean, it's a fight. You're fighting outside. I mean, they can give their own commentary. Hell, the fucking every Matt Hardy deletion fucking said they did it themselves. You don't need commentary for a cinematic match. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I want to hear what's going on in the fight, I guess. I don't know. It didn't need commentary to me.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. So a lot of people apparently did mind it. I didn't mind it. Where do you rank this as far as cinematic matches goes in this pandemic era that we are in right now in wrestling? Obviously, The Undertaker and AJ Styles is the benchmark for cinematic matches.
Boneyard, yes.
You know, the Boneyard match was fucking shot beautifully. It was fantastic. Another hot take for me here. I know you guys, I don't know how you feel about the cinematic matches and all the cinematic matches that we did see. We've seen one with Matt Hardy, I believe. We've seen the Swamp match with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Obviously, The Undertaker and AJ Styles is the pinnacle here during the pandemic era. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in that empty Full Sail match that they had on NXT was fucking unbelievable. I thought that was classic shit. I thought that was awesome. The way it was shot was very similar to what we've seen tonight here with Sting, Darby, Brian Cage, and Ricky Starks. And I think I would rank this one in the top 3, to be honest with you.
This was up there. This was definitely up there. It's definitely not Boneyard material, but it is. You're right. It is right up there. Yeah. The backdrop and the location that they picked out, I think they made this match. It made it right away before the match even started. It already had the perfect fucking backdrop and everything else.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I was fucking stoked that Ricky Starks was walking up to the rooftop of a garage. He gets in a car that looks like it's right out of fucking Fast and Furious. Brian Cage is in it. They drive to the venue. Great start already. I'm like, this is a fucking street fight to me right here.
Yeah. Yeah, they get into a Lambo and everything. I don't know how Brian Cage fit into that fucking Lambo. That's probably why he was sitting in it when Ricky walked up to it. It took him a while to get into that fucking car.
Listen, man, Brian Cage must be making bank with Tony Khan, man. It's a nice car.
Maybe, man. But yeah, I'm digging the Boneyard match. This can be
the Boneyard match.
It's the Boneyard, man.
The fuck are you talking about, bro? We're talking about Blue Chew?
It's the Blue Chew match. There we go. Look at that. Is that a Blue Chew ad coming in here? What you got?
Listen, I don't think people here, 2,700 people at 2 o'clock in the morning don't want to hear me talk about Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
BlueChew.com, code JD for your free sample for the 2,800 people out of here, man. Anyway, let's talk about this match. Cage and Starks drove to the warehouse. Like I said, great start to the match. Darby Allin was riding his skateboard to the venue. Sting was driving an old pickup truck. The setting for the match was a warehouse used for the Sting and Darby vignettes, similar to what they were doing when they were cutting their vignettes. The ring was surrounded by a bunch of people in robes and Sting masks. So all four began in the ring, Allin did a cool wall walking spot with Cage. Allin and Cage paired off on the outside while Sting and Starks were in the ring. Sting hit a couple of Stinger splashes in the ring. Sting and Starks left the ring and brawled around the set. Sting threw his bat at Starks. Starks then dared Sting to go get rid of the bat. Sting tossed it away. He threw it through a fucking empty window. Sting walked off to go find Cage and Allin. There was a gorgeous camera shot that panned over the venue, aerial view from where Starks and Sting were in the ring, and they go to just an overhead shot of Brian Cage beating the shit out of Darby Allin in some other portion of the warehouse. Man, this was some great stuff. I love the way this was shot. So Cage and Allin were fighting in a stairwell. Cage was, instead of dragging Darby up the fucking stairwell, Jesse, this guy lifted him in a vertical suplex and legitimately in a vertical suplex position walked this guy up the stairs. I mean, is there anything Brian Cage can't do?
That was pretty amazing.
Fucking ridiculous, man. I don't give a fuck how light Darby Allin is. That's fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ. So he walked up the stairs with Darby in a suplex position, which looked great. Carried him up the flight of stairs. Cage dropped Allin on a trash can. Sting eventually made it to where they were, made the save. Allin hit a shotgun dropkick into a ladder on Brian Cage. Starks speared Allin into a wall. Sting used a fire extinguisher on Cage. Allin hit a suplex on Cage. Starks took out Sting with a 2x4 right across the back. Starks missed a spear into one of the wooden columns there in the warehouse. Allin hit a coffin drop. He climbed up this fucking pole, this wooden beam, like he's Casey Catanzaro, climbing up the turnbuckle, steel post. Does a coffin drop right onto him. And then a masked man all of a sudden runs out and slammed Allin into this same wooden column. The masked man was Powerhouse Will Hobbs. He was wearing an orange mask. Of course he was. That's Team Taz's color, orange. Hook then ran in. Cage shoved Sting to the ground. Then Team Taz got a 3-on-1 advantage over Darby Allin. So Cage and Hobbs tossed Allin through, this was one of my favorite spots, through a pane of glass that was just hanging on the wall there, a glass window that was not in the window itself, but it was just sitting there on the floor. Threw him into the fucking glass. Sounded great. Team Taz was then focusing on Sting. Cage hit Sting with a shovel. Of course he would. It's Bruce Pritchard's favorite fucking tool. Allin threw Sting a bat. Sting made it come back with the baseball bat. He broke the bat over Cage's back. Sting then hit Cage with the shovel. Allin hit Cage with an elbow drop from about 2 stories up through a fucking, I don't know what it was, pile of debris down below. Sting and Starks went back to the ring. Sting missed a splash, and he hit the exposed turnbuckle. Starks hit a spear for a 2 count. Starks hits a low blow. Sting reversed a powerbomb attempt into a sunset flip for a near fall. This ended with a simple Scorpion death drop on Starks. He goes for the 1-2-3, and Sting wins this for him and Darby. Excellent stuff. I said to myself, Jesse, that somebody was going to jump through this fucking window. We all knew it was going to be Darby. We didn't know when it was going to happen, but that was a great spot down below, jumping 3 stories up on Brian Cage. Awesome stuff here.
It was, man. I mean, again, it really feels like Darby's. I think it was Darby's creative because it felt like it was in the same vein as his promos, and I read somewhere that Darby was pretty much behind all of his fucking promo segments and everything else. So it would not surprise me if he was behind the creative of this match because the location, the spots, it was fucking. It felt like it was all right up Darby's alley, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, this was awesome. There's really not much to say about this. Hopefully the feud is over. Seems like it's over the way Taz was talking on commentary. He was being berated by Excalibur. I don't know what's next for Sting, but Darby has Scorpio Sky and that TNT title match on Wednesday. Any maybe guesses, Jesse, as to where Sting goes? Do they still keep him aligned with Darby? Does he guide Darby? Does he look over Darby? What does he do next? What's next for Sting?
He's got to stay with Darby. He's got to stay with Darby because where does he go? Where does he go? I was led to believe that he came in because he saw so much in Darby. He saw so much of himself in Darby. So he came in and wanted to be in his corner, I guess. Fine, I can take that. But Yeah, where does he go from here? I guess he goes wherever Darby goes, and Darby's going to what, Scorpio Sky?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't. I mean, it will be a little bit of a weird dynamic with them as baby faces and going up against Scorpio, who right now is a baby face. You know, if he turns, sure, great. But if not, I'm not sure what Sting does with Darby going forward. They never established that. Is he a manager? Is he a tag team partner? Is he a mentor? Well, they never really established it. He just keeps coming out with Darby.
I don't know, man. They did not explain that at all. I don't know. We'll see. You know, Sting is obviously signed with the company, so we'll see what he does next. But I just hope to God that this feud with the Team Taz guys are over. It's all over.
And did you see Hook? Hook looks fucking great.
Hook
man.
looks great. Hook looks great.
Hook looks great. I can't wait to see him in the ring and see what he can really go out there and do.
Taz has got some fucking blue chippers in this group. Ricky Starks is fantastic. Brian Cage, I'm a big fan of Brian Cage. His son looks fantastic. Will Hobbs, we haven't seen enough of Will Hobbs. Hopefully he starts to get the ball rolling now. But Taz has got a bunch of winners under his thumb here.
I like his.
What was that you cut out?
I like his stable. I like Taz's stable. It's looking. It could be pretty. It kind of gives me Hurt Business vibes.
A little bit, yeah. I could see that.
So I could see them going straight to the top, man. World title picture.
And ladies and gentlemen, we got the last match of the evening. The way that they set this up, obviously, the Sting match was taped beforehand. I don't know when it was taped, but it was taped beforehand. And they put this match right on before the main event, which gave production enough time to set up the exploding death match for the world title. So I like the way that they did that. So if you were wondering why this match went on before the main event, that is exactly why. They needed enough time, and this match supplied that time for them to set up the ring. Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega, exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This was, in the simplest ways for me to put it, fucking awesome. I thought this match itself was great. I am very happy we see this type of thing. Rare, very rare in the United States. I think there is a market for this when necessary. This is not something that you can abuse. But the setting was beautiful. The ring looked great. The barbed wire around the ropes looked great. The exploding panels on the floor outside the ring looked great. The referee looked like fucking Walter White in a meth lab. Looked great. Referee was in a flame-proof suit with the mask on. He legitimately looked like Walter White from Breaking Bad. Everything about the visual was great, Jess. Did you like the visual? Was there anything wrong or anything that you would have changed about the way AEW presented this match?
No, the visual was awesome. I like how they did 3 sides of the ring and left one bare.
Yep.
Basically for them to shoot off the ropes, because if they put barbed wire everywhere, they couldn't shoot off the ropes without an explosion.
And the other reason was on commentary, they said for medical reasons, if somebody needs to get into the ring, medical personnel, if somebody's really hurt via this match, that they would be able to enter the ring, which was a nice explanation by commentary.
Yes, that's a perfect way to cover it up, because someone sitting at home saying, well, how come this side of the ring isn't barbed? It's not barbed wire so they can do moves and shoot off the ropes without hitting barbed wire. But they explained it perfectly. You know, as medical personnel got to get in the ring, they can't be fucking trying to get around barbed wire. They got to get into the fucking ring.
Yeah, this was awesome. The visual was great. And the only portion, like Jesse and I said, that was not covered in barbed wire were the ropes closest to the stage. Omega immediately, out of a collar and elbow tie-up, tried to shove Moxley's face into the barbed wire. A lot of teases of going into the barbed wire. Who's the first to go into the barbed wire? Who's the first to make the ring explode? So that was the story in the first couple of minutes of the match. So there were boards of barbed wire lined up against the turnbuckle. There were a couple of teases about going into them as well. Moxley clotheslined Omega over the ropes to the stage. So nobody at this point went into the barbed wire to explode the ring. He used a baseball bat on Omega. Back in the ring, Moxley was swinging a barbed wire bat, but Omega threw powder in Moxley's eye, blinded him. Moxley was then thrown into the ropes, and the ropes exploded for the first time in the match. All you got was this big boom, and you got smoke, giving you the visual. You know, they were really embellishing on the explosion aspect of it. It was more of a loud boom than anything. There was nobody's flesh burning off their bone here. It wasn't a scene out of The Walking Dead. they really just embellish it, but it was more visual than anything, and it really played into the match great. So I thought everything about it was really fucking fun. It was legitimately a scene out of a video game played out in real life. So Moxley was thrown into the ropes. Ropes exploded for the first time in the match. Great visual, like I said. Omega kept up on the attack with a trash can and a kendo stick. Kataro Crusher by Omega on the trash can for a 2 count. He went to cover Moxley. Moxley was bleeding bad above the left eye, legitimately pouring blood out of the left eye, or above his forehead into his left eye. Omega had a figure 4 on Moxley, and he got out of it by grinding a barbed wire chair across Omega's knee, which I thought was fucking great. Back up, Moxley sent into one of the barbed wire boards, legitimately had to peel himself out of this thing. It reminded me of fucking Mick Foley or Terry Funk peeling themselves out of some sick barbed wire ECW style. This was some sick shit. Omega then went for another figure 4, and Moxley shoved Omega not once but twice into the barbed wire, so that exploded twice. Moxley then back suplexed Omega into the other barbed wire board that was still remaining. Moxley then hit another suplex with Omega's head hitting a baseball bat that was just laying randomly in the ring. That looked fucking really shitty. So Omega, I don't know if he really hit the bat or not, but they said so on commentary, but he got up and he was dizzy. He was selling the effects of this. And then Moxley had a sidewalk slam on barbed wire steel chairs that were laying in the ring. Moxley tore a piece of the barbed wire off the steel chair and wrapped it around his arm, and it just looked fucking sick. I'm not doing this any justice at all. He legitimately wrapped a small piece of barbed wire around his arm. He was looking to clothesline Omega with this barbed wire. Omega ducked, hit a snapdragon on Moxley. Moxley and Omega then doubled down with some clotheslines. Moxley went for the paradigm shift, but Omega muscled him into the ropes as they exploded again. Now they're both fighting on the apron. Blow for blow, a bunch of teases on the apron. They teased for a couple of minutes here before Moxley delivered a paradigm shift to the outside on an exploding flat platform that was encased in barbed wire. Referees came over with fire extinguishers just in case. Moxley then rips more barbed wire from this platform, and he's rolling it up. It's just this long strand of barbed wire. They get back in the ring. Moxley now punching Omega with this barbed wire. Omega's pouring blood at this point, and we get a 10-minute warning until the ring was about to explode, because if the match went 30 minutes and both guys were still in there competing, the ring would explode and the match would be over. So we got this 10-minute countdown. It sounded like fucking doomsday. You know, it sounded like a nuke was about to go off. And then that sound subsided just to give us a 10-minute warning here. Moxley getting desperate now with the sound effect going off, giving us the 10-minute warning. Pile driver, a couple of near falls on Omega. He's getting desperate, like I said. Omega hit a stacking power bomb on Moxley for a 2. Omega with 2 V-triggers. And Jesse, one of the best parts of this match, I was very much looking forward to seeing your opinion on this, because I know you and I are in the same thought process about the one-winged angel, how nobody should kick out of it ever. Omega hits the one-winged angel, but Moxley covered here after the pin. He puts his foot on the rope to make the ropes explode to break up the pinfall of the one-winged angel. That was, if there was one way you were going to protect the one-winged angel in this match and have Kenny Omega deliver it and Moxley was supposed to get out of it, that was the right way to do it. That was fucking ingenious.
That was one of the notes I took. I wanted to see if someone kicked out of the one-winged angel. He put his foot in the ropes. I don't think that constitutes a kick out, does it?
No. I mean, he made the fucking ring explode. He knows that, listen, I'm not getting out of this. My only savior here is the fucking ring exploding. And that in itself, just me saying that, the only way you could save yourself from the one-winged angel is to have the fucking ring explode, and you have to pretty much sacrifice yourself. That's awesome. Yeah.
You know, I got way too many people in the chat screaming refund and how the show and the match was terrible. And I'm getting kind of pissed about it, because I mean, some of these people just seem a little bit overly entitled. I mean, these guys went out and literally shed blood for you, and you want to sit and harp on one failed explosion by some ring crew people. That is not going to be the telling factor of this fucking match. Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley deserves a lot better than that bullshit.
Listen, I'm gonna get to it. Tony Khan already gave an explanation on what happened in the end. We'll get to it. So after the one-winged angel, we got that breakup of the pinfall. Moxley pretty much sacrificed himself to make the ring explode. Gallows and Anderson run out. And Moxley takes both of them out with a barbed wire baseball bat, legitimately goes to town on both of these guys. Omega takes an even bigger barbed wire baseball bat, nails Moxley with it, and the bat explodes. It was a rigged baseball bat that Mr. Don Callis and Kenny Omega had rigged. One of the surprises that they said had found its way into the match. Omega then hits a one-winged angel on a steel chair, and that was pretty much it. So after that barbed wire spot, Omega retains the title in a crazy, crazy match. Loved it up until this point. The Good Brothers handcuffed Moxley in the ring, and the commentary was, pretty much harping on the ring is set to explode even after the match is over. So we got a 1-minute countdown here with the Good Brothers and Omega having this 3-on-1 advantage. They handcuffed Moxley, left him dead in the middle of the ring. So Omega and the Good Brothers ran to the back. Eddie Kingston tried to fight them on the stage. He ran out to the stage with Butcher and Blade trying to hold him back. He broke away from them. Kingston shoved them aside. He climbed into the ring. He didn't have time to drag Moxley out because the counter was getting down to the 20-second mark. So the referees, medical personnel, and their agents tended to Moxley and Kingston as the show closed. The ring was about to explode, Jesse. We had 0, and all of a sudden we got something that would make Gilberg's fucking fireworks impressive. The ring didn't explode. We got fucking sparklers on all 4 ring posts, and we got a legit puff of smoke that just emanated from the ring. And Eddie Kingston was there lying on top of Moxley. Referees getting to the ring. He fucking rolled over on his back. He was selling this thing like death. I mean, I don't know when the Academy Awards are, man, but Jesus fucking Christ, somebody give Eddie Kingston a fucking Academy Award for his acting skills, man. I would love to know what the fuck he was thinking. Of all people, him in that fucking ring, selling that shit. I would love to know what he was thinking. I don't know in the moment what was going on there, but holy shit. Of all the things that need to happen, that happens to ruin what I thought was a great fucking main event. This ended up being a botch, unintentional, that will be looked at more now than what Omega and Moxley did in that match, and that fucking sucks.
That sucks.
That fucking sucks, man. And for the people, like you said, asking for a $50 refund, man, go fuck yourself. The pay-per-view wasn't great, but I will support AEW all the time. And Moxley and Omega, man, they fucking killed themselves, bloodied themselves for us. So go fuck yourself, really.
Yeah. These people complaining about $50. I bet you that every last single one of them pays WWE $10 a month for a shitty pay-per-view 11 out of 12 times a month.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get lucky. You might get lucky if you get 1 to 2 top tier worthy pay-per-views from WWE, and you pay these fuckers $10 every month. I'll pay $50 for one show every 4 months or so. It's not a big deal, and it was not a bad show. People are fucking way too fucking. It is not a bad show.
Was it a bad show? No. Was it AEW's best? Not even close. But there was definite high spots. The last 2 matches were definite high spots. The opening match was great with the tag team titles. Everything in between felt flat. It wasn't a bad show. Was it a thumbs down show? No. It was more of a thumbs in the middle. If I was to rate this out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it a 5.
Again, I stick to my original statement. And this is a credit to AEW. It just was not up to AEW standards.
No,
it was not. It was not. If WWE would have put on a show like this, I'd probably be raving about it because they don't do shows this well. I'll be dead fucking honest. They just don't. They don't put on pay-per-views this well. So if they did this, I would be so shocked. I'd be calling it a great show. By AEW standards, they could have done better than this. They could have done way better than this.
Yeah. And listen, the ending is going to scar the fireworks or whatever the fuck the explosion was at the end of that match is going to scar the hard work of Omega and Moxley, no matter how much they try to sell it and come up with an explanation as to what had happened. But Tony Khan mentioned that Kenny Omega built a dud explosion, and that's why Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston are doing great after the main event. He said that Moxley is lucky that Omega's plan didn't work. Khan talked about being glad to have an out, with Omega building a dud explosion, and you can only do so much without actually injuring people. Khan said the fans will see more of Maki Ito on AEW, and Rebel is already trying to get out of Wednesday's 6-woman tag. These are notes from the post-conference of Tony Khan, by the way. I'm just reading through what he's got here. Khan says he's known Christian for 7 years, and Christian told him that he would like to work regularly for the company. Khan says he didn't know that Christian was not under contract with WWE, and he was kicking himself for not signing him when he saw him return at the Royal Rumble. There are no plans to start touring yet, but they will slowly start to increase capacity at Daly's Place since it's an outdoor venue and the weather's getting nicer. Pac and Phoenix versus Young Bucks will happen well before Double or Nothing. Khan put over Red Velvet and said a contract is coming soon for her. And Khan said women will main event Dynamite soon and maybe in the next few weeks. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be, but it better be fucking Blowaway. And you better have Tessa Blanchard under your fucking pen. Seriously. If that's going to be the case. Ethan Page's signing was in the works for a long time, and they had to work through some visa issues. Big Swole has been out with some Crohn-related flare-ups, so he put her over highly there. He put over the cinematic match, and he did not rule out Sting doing a regular match. Khan reiterated that Omega did a crayon drawing of the exploding ring, and Omega did not know how to properly build it. It sounds like Khan is saying that the ending of the main event was planned, even though a lot of people are on the assumption that it was a true botch. That does not explain Eddie Kingston just passing out, though.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Why was Eddie Kingston dead?
I don't know. Khan added that fans will see things this year that they are not expecting, and that's the way he ended the post-show press conference there. I don't agree with it. I don't really believe him there. I thought it was a legit botch. No matter how, he should just come out and admit it, man. Instead of fucking being, yeah, just come out and admit it. Because the more you speak on it, the more you're gonna look like a complete idiot.
Moxley got up and cut a promo, and you can tell he was pissed.
Eddie Kingston passed the fuck out because I'm assuming he was expecting a big explosion as well, and he didn't know what to do in the moment. He's like, oh, well, all right. Maybe he should have really worked the fucking thing. If it was a real explosion, just get up and fucking walk around. That's it. He said he sold the fucking thing because he didn't know what to do.
Sell it, you know. Hey, it was supposed to blow up. He heard something. He heard somewhat of an explosion, so sell it. Just lay there. You're dead. You know, just what can you do?
I don't know. The ending was disappointing no matter how you look at it. A disappointing ending to what I thought was a great world title match. But they got to come out Wednesday and fucking hit a home run, Jesse. This was a very underwhelming show by AEW standards.
It was. And to be honest with you, man, if not for the Christian fucking reveal and if not for that dud explosion, I guarantee you there will be at least 75% less fucking complaining right now in this chat and across the fucking community. It was two really bad spots. The main event spot was important to that fucking whole build, the whole match, everything. So the dud explosions kind of killed it. And the tease to a new signing just being Kristen also killed it. So yeah, those two things. I mean, yeah, we had the women match, everything else. Everything else is redeemable. But those two things are the big reveal and the last thing they saw is gonna have people say, "Oh, that was a terrible show." It was not a terrible show.
No, it wasn't a terrible show. It was just disappointing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing.
Was it worth $50? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, the crowd at the end was chanting refund. And I'd love to know if that got to Tony Khan in the heart, because that is the most diehard fucking wrestling fan base in the United States. And if they're chanting refund, then you know you had fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if those people are angry, then they need to come out and really rectify their shit.
It probably hurts him, and I'm glad that it does. Because when WWE fans were chanting refunds and bullshit and we hate this shit when Bray Wyatt didn't win the title, I heard Vince was in Gorilla laughing.
Yeah, well, that's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon and Tony Khan are two different animals. Yep. Tony Khan wants to please. Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck what we feel.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so very much, man. We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into this thing. I'm going to run through these super chats as fast as I can because I know it's late, but we still have 2,700 people watching me at 2:30 in the morning, man. It's fucking awesome. You guys are fucking absolute rock stars, like Jesse said, man. Love it, love it, love it. Let's hit these super chats. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. We got 1,300 likes, man. Let's try for 1,500 before we get out of here. But if you guys came for the review and want to head off to bed because you got an early morning, I appreciate you guys staying with me. And if you guys want to hang out with the super chats, get them on in, man. We got some time here to read through these. PMAC, $5 super chat. Hey, JD, I am going to be able to get into the club with this glass of Kool-Aid I'm sipping. It will go great with a shot of Terramana tequila. Bro, I don't serve Kool-Aid in the venue. I'm sorry. You want some Terramana? That's on the wall, bro. Just go ask the bartender and make sure you tip. Thank you, PMAC. I like my tequila straight on the rocks. Octavius Forson, $4.99 super chat. My wife and I laughed at the end. We want a refund. We appreciate you, man. Always making us laugh. Can you do your Eddie K impression? Do I have an Eddie Kingston impression? I don't have
Do you have an Eddie Kingston impression?
I have no idea. This is new to me. My Eddie Kingston impression is me during Monday Night Raw during the third hour, bro. Just I'll fucking film myself sleeping during Monday Night Raw tomorrow. World of Wrestling, $5 super chat. One word to describe that world title match: underwhelming. They really disappointed me. Thank God some of the other matches were good. I listen, man, me and Jesse disagree with that, though. The match itself was fucking great.
Yeah.
The ending was underwhelming because of the puff of smoke that was the explosion.
Yeah, it was, man.
J-Ray, $2 super chat. Message to the IWC. No company owns a wrestler. I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. No company owns a wrestler. Vince McMahon owns everybody, man. Supposed independent contractors.
Daryl, hold on a second. Daryl, I have no idea. I've been asking JD about this shit for weeks. I have no idea. I'm actively trying to find out why the fuck Evil East and Diamante are not being used on Wednesday nights. I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to some of my sources and see what's going on.
Yeah.
We got Spencer Bailey. It's funny. We got Sean's View Ents, the best YouTuber account in the chat, who chatted and messaged worst channel ever. It's fun. It's funny that you come into this chat with that name. You fucking serious? No wonder you were fucking benched immediately.
Just to get a rise. Let's move on.
Kratos! Listen, man, I didn't miss your super chat, bro. I just started the fucking super chat. How can I miss a super chat?
Read his fucking super chat.
Where is it? I don't see it yet. It's not here yet, man.
Jeez.
What the fuck?
How many likes do we have? How many likes do we need?
Kratos, I'm not seeing your super chat here, bro. Did it go through? I don't know what to tell you, man. My eyes have been all over the place, man. If I see a super chat, I'll read the super chat.
Look at that. How many likes do we need versus how many we have?
We need 170 for 1,500.
1,500, and I'll finish my drink. It's about a good shot in here.
There you go.
There we go.
Spencer Bailey, $2 super chat. Gilbert fireworks at the end had me dying, JD. Same here, Spencer. I was more disappointed than dying of laughter. Nikuman, $2 super chat. I pop more for Maki Ito than Christian Cage. Maki Ito. It's great.
No.
It's great. No, I'm not popping for Maki Ito anytime, bro.
Is that Okada?
Okada is Ryo Mizunami.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Nikki Boy with a $4.99 super chat. Excalibur and Eddie Kingston should be ashamed of themselves for trying to sell that pyro at the end. This was a $50 episode of Raw. Come on.
Eddie Kingston and John Moxley did their job, bro.
And this is not Monday Night Raw, bro. Monday Night Raw, no. Come on. Monday Night Raw is the worst wrestling show on the fucking planet. And you're comparing this to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Deshaun Turner with a $5 super chat. I paid $50 for Christian Cage. Unbelievable.
No, you didn't. You could have sat home on Twitter and get that answer for free.
I knew who it was before the show even started, bro. All you had to do was message me.
I hate people sometimes, man.
Scooter the U-Smith with a $5 super chat. Signing Christian is going backwards for AEW. I hate to sound like a goon. I'm not trying to watch TNA 2.0. What's signing this guy gonna help? Nothing.
Nothing.
It is going backwards, and you don't sound like a goon, Scooter, because, I mean, the rant in the beginning of the show should show you that you're not alone. Toxic Banana 99 with a $1.99 super chat. That ladder match felt off. Don't know what it was. It did feel off.
Yeah.
You put a bunch of guys that don't belong in ladder matches in a ladder match, and the crowd didn't help either.
Yeah.
Scooter the U-Smith, $10 super chat. If Tony isn't going to spend money for a potential megastar or something like that, then just don't sign someone who's been in past big promotions, if not Punk or Lesnar or someone of that caliber. Bro, listen. CM Punk, I believe, even to this day, even though he didn't show up, did not show up tonight. He's still in Tony Khan's pocket. I still believe that. Could be wrong, but I believe it. Brock Lesnar's not showing. Whoever thought Brock Lesnar was showing up in AEW, I'm going to say this right now. This might not be politically correct, but you're a fucking retard, okay? Number one, you're a complete goon. I don't believe how anybody thought Lesnar was going to show up in AEW. You do realize that Paul Heyman does all of Lesnar's business negotiations. Paul Heyman is with Roman Reigns. If Paul Heyman is negotiating with Brock Lesnar for AEW, what does that make him look like in front of Vince McMahon? He'd be on the fucking termination line in about 3 seconds. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break. You guys got to fucking use your brains, man. I can't be teaching you every single time. You got to use your brains. Anti-OTRS with a $5 super chat. All they needed was Kane's pyro mixed with a Brock Lesnar Big Show ring collapse. Ending was pure comedy. AEW took an L tonight. It was an L, and the ending sucked. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
Yo, get this guy out of the chat, man. Come on. These fucking idiots. There you go. I know the chat. The mods are on it. I know. The mods are on it, man. This is ridiculous. I mean, you're in the chat at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're fucking coming in with names like that, bro.
Don't bother. Look, guys. Let me try to help you guys understand what you need to do to move the needle. It's not go sign big talent. It's produce your own. Create new stars. All right, and that's what AEW is doing. I mean, they are doing it, but I just think that they're leaning too much. It takes a little bit of a hybrid of both. They had the right idea. That's why they brought in Jericho for the big name value. Jericho came in and immediately feuded with Hangman Page, who then became a bigger name. All right, so they were making bigger stars. They need to continue down that path and make bigger stars and stop trying to go sign a big star.
You know, everybody in the chat, I absolutely agree, Jesse. Everybody in the chat that's coming in here trolling, man, you are absolutely exposing yourself as the biggest virgin on the fucking planet, bro. I mean, you guys are fucking so garbage. Seriously, go out. Dude, listen, Pornhub is still available, man. They don't close down 24/7. But you're over here in my chat telling me I'm trash. Awesome. I got 3,000 people watching me at 3 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck does that say about you? William Robertson with $4.99 super chat sends no message. Don't be shy, bro. Matthew with a $1.99 super chat. Street Fight was awesome. Love the cinematics. Yes, easily the best thing besides the actual match of Moxley and Omega tonight. Awesome stuff. Jericho 8131 with a $5 super chat. This was the first AEW pay-per-view I watched since last year's Double or Nothing, and I'm embarrassed I wasted $50 on a 2-match trash pay-per-view. I want my money back. Sorry you feel that way, Jericho. Was it worth it?
You'll get your money back when Moxley and Omega put their blood back into their body.
Yeah. Was it worth $50? No. It wasn't AEW-esque at all. It was disappointing. But AEW's been through this, man. You know, most of their pay-per-views have been a home run. The last time we felt this way was All Out. They came right back with full gear. I think Double or Nothing is going to hit a home run. The Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. Have you heard of the new retirement package for WWE stars? It's called AEW. Don't know whether Vince is laughing or crying at this point. You don't give a fuck. Vince is making multi-billion-dollar deals in fucking 4 different avenues. He don't give a shit.
I even text that to you too. How people just going to AEW for a retirement fund. Dude.
That's it. You guys think Kurt Angle and Christian Cage are doing this for us? They're doing it for them. They don't give a fuck. All they want is a payday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian Cage don't give a fuck about us.
No.
Jacob Donnelly with a $10 super chat. Moxley cut a backstage promo pretty much confirming the explosion was botched. I feel bad. Then you got Tony Khan, the face of AEW, who's trying to cover up like a fucking 6-year-old. Oh, Omega, he didn't wire it correctly. Give me a break. Just come out and say it's a botch, Mr. Khan. Yeah. We don't need any more fuck-ups by you. You already fucked up with Christian Cage in the announcement tonight. Now you're gonna fuck up this explanation. It was a botch. Call it like you see it, like I do. Come on, man. Jacob, thank you for the support today, man. You're a fucking VIP. You can sit with me in the VIP booth. Christian with a $5 super chat. He says nothing. Don't be shy, bro. Uh-oh, we got Edgar Estrada with a 20 bomb. JD and Jackass, he says. Good pay-per-view up until the main event. Wish the ending was booked better. It made the commentators and Eddie look incredibly stupid. You said not to get hyped, so I didn't. Sting and Darby put on a show. Peace, brother. Thank you, Edgar. Appreciate you, bro.
Stupid Edgar.
Edgar's a fucking beast.
Stupid Edgar.
Scooter the U-Smith with a $10 super chat. I won't blame anyone who won't trust Tony to deliver a big name like Punk until his face is shown on an AEW show. Not going to take away from AEW overall, but not trusting them with signees anymore. Well, listen, man, you got Kurt Angle possibly in the wings, so more surprises to come. Munchie, I don't know, man. I don't know. Munchie time with a $19.99 super chat. The ending pyro looked like they taped the metal sparklers that burn your hands when they get too low. Decent in-ring work. Underwhelming show for sure. They definitely shouldn't have announced the signing before the pay-per-view. Yeah, man.
That's all.
Yeah, man.
You know, if Christian just would have, if he just would have walked out at the same exact spot that he did, no announcement, us expecting nothing, and just walked out and pulled out a piece of paper with an AEW contract, signed it, dropped it, and walked off. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Instead, they announced it, underwhelmed, disappointed a lot of people because Christian is a fucking mid-card for life type of guy. And the Big Show announcement was more surprising than Christian Cage showing up on Revolution.
It was.
It's not going to make a lick of a difference, folks. He's not going to move the needle at all. They'll move the needle on Wednesday because they're coming off a pay-per-view, but if you think Christian's going to maintain long-term consistency in the ratings for AEW, you may be as dumb as I think you are. Edge is not doing jack shit for WWE. What do you expect Christian to do?
Yeah. I mean,
Christian has not moved the fucking needle once. Once!
No. Big Show, I mean, most people thought he was a lifer. Everybody knows Vince loves his big guys. I mean, he bent over backwards for Big Show. Gave him everything he wanted as far as his travel and everything else. So if you would have told me before all of this that Christian or Big Show going to AEW, who would you think? I would say Christian all day long. Big Show is never go to AEW. So it would have been a bigger shock.
Yeah.
So.
Munchie time with a $19.99 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Maurice Lionheart Jackson with $4.99. I'm trying to figure out what they want with Christian. I don't know. I want to see how they respond to the criticisms. I don't know what to think. Speechless. Just send them the fucking rant that Jesse and I did in the beginning of the show. That's all you need to fucking hear. You don't need to listen to anybody else's rant because you're not going to hear the truth from anybody, man. They're not gonna cover it like we do. It's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Yes, like when AEW started, Christian Cage was on everybody's fucking mind. Stop trying to live in the fucking past, man. The guys you need to go out and get and wait and save your money for are the Ricochets, the Blacks, the Keith Lees, the Matt Riddles, those types of guys. Andrades, all the fucking people that are indie darlings that WWE's fucking up on that you need to make your show better. Not fucking Christian Cage, man. Fuck out of here. J-Ray with $5 super chat. Khan is saving CM Punk for Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing will have more fans. Continue to be patient, guys. Tonight wasn't a bust. AEW will continue to rise beyond this. Khan is not saving Punk for Double or Nothing. I'm sorry. CM Punk is not showing up in Daly's place, bro. Get over it. What he needed to do was deliver somebody like CM Punk the way this fucking thing was hyped today. That's why everybody was talking about Punk and Lesnar. Hall of Fame worthy talent. Christian Cage. Yeah, sure. What's up, JD, Jesse, and OTS? Grand Slam I hit today in my softball scrimmage game was better than Christian Cage debut on Revolution. Main event was awesome. Sting looked great as well, says Chris with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Chris. Grand Slam in softball, man. Where the fuck you playing softball at? That
softball.
Where the fuck you playing softball at, man? It's fucking 30 degrees outside. Giovanni Johnson, $4.99. Me and my queen representing Chi-Town. Keep doing your thing, fellas. Kill it as always tonight. Giovanni, thank you, brother. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Outwork everyone made me think how long Christian Cage versus Roddy Strong would be. Who is he going to outwork, bro? He's 47 years old.
I have no idea.
He may outwork Jericho, being that he got gassed in about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Come on. Alex Moyce with a Canadian $5 super chat. Bro, the show was okay, but I'm upset Christian was the surprise. Now I want to drink screwball like Jesse. I want CM Punk to come to AEW. Thank you for the $5, Alex. Nick Scotto with a $5 super chat says nothing. Then he donates another $5 and says, Mox on mic after match. Omega SOB, but can't make exploding ring worth shit. Tony Khan already said it was a storyline, which we know is bullshit. Moxley, Jacob Donnelly said in a previous super chat, said it was pretty much botched. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. I pop when I heard Christian's TNA theme. It also proves Mikey Ruckus doesn't have to make a theme for everyone. Well, I guess when you're working with Impact, you get some perks there, bro. Mikey Ruckus is a talented motherfucker. I'll give him that. Munchie Time becomes a new member. Thank you, brother. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. 47.48 is the new 30, JD. Fuck off, man. Not to you, Mr. Cake. I love you, but fuck that comment. It should not be that way. The new 30 should be the new 30. Start pushing the fucking youth. I'm tired of these fucking companies bypassing the youth for about 6 or 7 years until they're ready. You got the youth now. I don't know how you botch somebody like Ricochet, man. You put him in fucking boy shorts and then you botch his fucking WWE main roster run. How is that even fucking possible? You keeping Aleister Black hidden away. Why? Because his wife started an OnlyFans? You made this guy into fucking Captain Hook. Made him into a fucking pirate. That's the best you got for him? Come on. My Wilson with a $4.99 super chat. I feel like taking a break from pro wrestling. JD, I love your show. I was not expecting nothing new from the announcement. Just gonna watch baseball. Go Braves. Reese with a $4.99 super chat. Tony Khan going down the Eric Bischoff route. It ain't Bischoff from WCW Nitro era when they were beating WWE. I don't know what the fuck this is called. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Guys, Moxley basically put the word in for him. Is that what happened? Moxley put in the word for Christian Cage? It's awesome. Moxley's going away for a little bit, man. His wife's pregnant. J-Ray, $2 super chat. Khan's trust will be restored with Punk at Double or Nothing. Punk is not showing up at Double or Nothing, bro. Phil with a $4.99. Kenny Omega may be a tough son of a bitch, but he can't build an exploding ring worth a shit. John Moxley after this Revolution show went off the air. Botch, Phil. Botch. Goldberg. Oh, no, not Gold. Fuck Goldberg. Gilberg has better fireworks than whatever happened tonight at the end of that show. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. We need to reassess our idea of game changers. Freaking Peter Avalon gets over 900K viewers whenever he shows up. 900,000 viewers doing what? Eating green beans and catering?
I have no idea why Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi were
Why is Peter Avalon even on the fucking show?
Why? I mean, They have so many fucking tag teams.
Whatever, man. Fuck.
What
Ridiculous. What a dumb fucking tag team. EJ Cartagna. Eddie Kingston absolutely deserves an Oscar for his selling of that $50 pyro show. An anticlimactic end to an otherwise fun main event. $9.99 super chat. EJ, thank you, bro. Yeah. Eddie Kingston was doing his job, bro.
Yeah.
Can't blame Eddie Kingston. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I bet him and Mox were sitting there fucking talking to each other too. Like, you fucking believe this shit?
Which makes Tony Khan's fucking statement look like nonsense. He looks like a complete goofball.
Yeah.
Jacob Donnelly with another $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. AEW uploaded Moxley's promo on Twitter and passing it off as Kenny built a faulty bomb as a story. Fuck that, man. Really, fuck that. Mr. Cake with I'm sorry, Jesse, again.
Sometimes Khan knows that he has smart fans, then sometimes he doesn't. Like, this could have been easy. Just come out and say, hey, you know what? Sorry, shit happens. You know, it was a botch. We'll make it better next time. Okay. You know, it happens, bro.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. The show was a 7 out of 10 for me. My my match of the night was Hangman Matt because it was the only match with any sort of heat going into it. Also, the post-match was great. Oh, man. The fucking street fight with Darby and Sting was the match of the night for me. Raging Girl Gamer with a $5 super chat. Left the review early. Sorry, man. Oh, yeah, I don't understand. Out of all the super chats I've given you, you never called me a goon. Unbelievable. I'm sad.
Nope.
Rage, I'm not calling you a goon.
Nope.
The only goon that is here is the guy sitting
Edgar
to my right here in the fucking screen, in the box next to me. Edgar's a fucking beast, bro.
Fucking
Magician Sapphire with a $10 super chat. Man, I feel bad for Moxley, Omega, Kingston. A great main event ruined by a terrible botch. You and me both, bro. It sucks, man. Of all the fucking things that needed to botch in that moment, it was that. Awful. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Jungle Boy eliminating Santana and Ortiz bugged me, honestly. Also, Bear Country's elimination was also anticlimactic. Listen, man, Bear Country's got some great upside, and Santana and Ortiz, I know what's coming for them. I think everybody's going to be happy with where they are going direction-wise. Should be great.
Yeah.
D-Style Boxing, $2 super chat. JD, the best wrestling talk personality. You better fucking believe it, D-Style. Lord Zero of House Fucks Given with a $5 super chat. I figured Punk wasn't the guy that thought Okada or Tanahashi after the outwork anyone comment. Christian is not what I want to see on Wednesdays. You figured Punk wasn't the guy, but Okada and Tanahashi you thought were the guys. Dude, Okada is New Japan for life, man. And I see both of them, him and Tanahashi, working with AEW eventually.
Dude, outwork everyone sounds just as lame as the best man.
Outwork everyone has nothing to do with in-ring. It's just the fact that he outworked everybody because he was just in the Royal Rumble and now he's on AEW. You all got worked.
He is I mean, look. I mean, again, I like Christian. I really do. But he is definitely the Marty Jannetty of that fucking tag team.
There you go. Jesse said it. I didn't.
And if I have Shawn Michaels on one brand and Marty Jannetty on the next, why am I going to turn to the other fucking brand?
I don't know. Listen, we'll see what happens with Christian on Wednesday night. If he says something, maybe we'll see what direction they take him in, but what a fucking thumbs down debut that was, man. Absolute fucking joke of a debut, of an announcement.
Really lukewarm.
Devil Kid 631 $4.99 super chat. The Observer is saying that it looks like they are trying to make the dud ending part of the storyline. I think AEW is trying to save their asses. Of course they are. That's what they try. That's what they do, man. Instead of going with it and saying, "Hey, man, we fucked up." Now they're trying to make it into a storyline, which is only embarrassing them further. Demeter Bullion with Trent Killer Carson with a Australian $2.99. He usually does $2.09. Now he gave me $2.99. Trent Carson was in the main event with your mum, JD.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I thought Trent Carson was the homeless guy behind the fucking 7-Eleven up the street that continues to beg me for spare change. Fuck out of here with Trent Carson. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Thoughts on AEW running back Nyla Rose versus Shida? I don't care. He also says Miro needs aid in English. He may need aid in English, man. I love that act.
No.
Aid in English is too busy reviewing whiskey and playing video games on Twitch, bro.
No.
He also says Scorpio Sky should win the match against Darby. I feel like Darby's plans don't need the TNT title. I feel like AEW has too many pay-per-view ladder matches. Darby more than likely is walking away, bro. I don't think he's defended that title once since he's won it. Maybe against Joey Janela. Maybe against Janela, right? Jelly Janelli defended it against. Come on.
We don't know what Darby's plans are. What the fuck are you talking about?
Munchie Time with a $5 super chat. When I saw that ring hanging, I thought they were fighting for a role in the new Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. As long as Jim Carrey's in it, that's all I care about, man. It's the reason why I watched that movie in the first place. We got U.R. Singh with a $5 super chat. He retracted his message. Don't be shy, bro. But we don't like Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali here, so you might have to go find some other podcast to listen to. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Hey, guys, do you think AEW does too many innovative out-of-the-box matches like the Stampedes and Mimosas and all that shit? And he also says commentary should have been quiet during the match. Jesse agrees. I enjoyed the commentary. Whatever. I know. I can see why people didn't like it, but
it was so bad. It was just the commentary team is fine, but for that match, it was just too distracting for me. That's all.
Out of the box matches, man. Yeah, kind of. They try to be different, but some of them are misses, some of them are home runs. So it is what it is. The Stampede was great. The Mimosa match was awful.
Yeah.
Brian Mahoney with a $10 super chat. The show was an unenthusiastic thumbs up for me. The bad can be overcome, but Tony needs to take the heat, and is no doubt receiving the heat. He needs to learn lessons he thought and be inspired to do better. Tony Khan needs to take the heat, take in the heat. He is in no doubt receiving, learn the lessons he was taught, and be inspired to do better. Tony needs to be a fucking booker. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He needs to be a booker, man, and stop fucking being a little kid running around in a fucking wrestling superstore, man. We got Yurjarv Singh with a $5 super chat. I enjoyed Revolution. AEW is still a new company. They will make mistakes. Hopefully TK will learn from his mistakes and bounce back. Christian with a $5 super chat. I honestly would have had the announcer say, no, we don't want to see the lights turn out and come back on Kingston. Could be decimated. Have the lights turn out? They're outdoors, bro.
Look, I have a question nobody's asking.
What?
The match was over.
Why was the ring exploding? Yeah.
Why did they stop the fucking explosive from going out? The match was over.
I don't know. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, they built the fucking explosion mechanism without a kill switch. The match was over.
I don't know. This is them trying to overdo. They don't know when to stop. It's like a fucking slob eating in the buffet, bro. It's like enough already. You fucking got up and had 7 servings already. Shut the fuck up and sit down. There's no more chicken fingers here, man.
Yeah, but before the match, they made it a point to go through and show us all of the safety precautions they had in place, the fire department, all this other stuff. But then the match ended, and they had no way to stop the explosion from happening. None.
They should have never even fucking exploded the ring. The match was over.
Match is over.
Gerald Bryan with a $5 super chat. Hey, Jay, do you think AEW needs a legitimate booker in the future? No, they're doing fine. They just need to fucking wisen up. They're making rookie mistakes. He also says the women's division needs some work. Maybe Tony Khan can hire Gail Kim to be the women's division booker. Whatever, man. Get fucking Kenny away from that shit. Shit's awful. Thunder Rosa is legitimate. Thunder Rosa and Shida are legitimately the only things that I care about in that division. Britt Baker's been doing better, but she's not even where she needs to be.
not even where she needs to be yet, bro. You know?
I got faith with the amount of time that it at least appears that Britt Baker is putting into her ring work. With her mic skills, she will be much better.
Yeah.
Cause she is very good on the microphone. She can carry a promo. She can carry her own fucking segment. She just needs to get a little bit better in the ring.
Yeah. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Edge messed with the pyro again, like in the Jeff Hardy storyline during the ending of the barbed wire death match. Justin Strickland with a $4.99 super chat. John Moxley cut a promo after the show and blasted the ending of the match that Omega can't make an exploding ring worth shit. Zerk Z 181 with a $5 UK. I honestly think that botch was worse than the Shockmaster. Mr. Cake with another. No, it wasn't worse than the Shockmaster.
Jeez Christ, people.
$2 super chat by Mr. Cake. The live audience was chanting refund. Where the fuck am I here, man? There's so many fucking super chats. I love you guys, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Justin Strickland with a $4.99 super chat. I think AEW should have turned Adam Page versus Matt Hardy money match into a ladder match with a bag of money hanging in the air. No, we don't need Matt Hardy jumping off of any inanimate objects anymore, bro.
No, we don't need Matt
Christ.
Hardy
Come
in a
on.
fucking ladder match,
Come on, man.
No.
He almost fucking killed himself off a goddamn crane. Kaz with a $5 super chat. You said in one of your tweets, if CM Punk didn't show up, then they will fail. Did you mean fail as in general or pay-per-view? I mean fail the announcement, bro. With all the hype that they gave this announcement, Christian Cage made it a fail. They hyped it up to the fucking utmost tippy top that they possibly could. If they didn't deliver someone on the level of CM Punk, then it was going to be a disappointment. That's what I meant. Come on.
Yeah.
Ernie Vasquez with a $1.99 super chat. Thanks for keeping it 100, JD. Appreciate your work. Thank you, Ernie. Logan McCall with a $5 super chat. I'm surprised that AEW didn't test or rehearse the explosion before the pay-per-view. Love your channel, by the way. I don't know if they did or did not, bro, but they got to own up to the botch. NWO Order for Life with a $2 super chat. This pay-per-view was a 10 out of 10 for me despite the botch. You may be the only one.
Yeah.
Maybe the only one, bro.
Yeah, the botch shouldn't be the telling factor of the show. But look, you can't ignore it. It was a pretty big fucking botch, man. So
Daniel Rodriguez with a $9.99 super chat. Thought on AEW bringing in junior heavyweight, light heavyweight division, 32 or 64-man tourney, concluded at a pay-per-view, all the good talent they have and give the others something to fight for. No. We don't need a cruiserweight, lightweight, or junior heavyweight championship of anything in AEW. We're getting trios championships, and that's what everybody else is going to fight for. They got so many fucking tag teams. I think they're shitting out fucking tag teams. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. That last part absolutely killed Babyface Eddie. It killed Babyface Eddie? This actually might work. The negative that it was might actually work positive for Eddie Kingston. Nobody's blaming him. Jason Lashley with a Canadian $1 says nothing. Don't be shy, bro. Florius Nation, $10 super chat. Christian and AEW will not move the needle. Of course, geeks will say go watch his work in TNA from 2005 to 2008. Nobody gives a fuck about Christian's work from 2005 to 2008 in TNA. They only give a shit about his WWE run. Nobody gives a shit about TNA, man. Fuck TNA. Give me a break. Talking about the now. Talking about his WWE work. Talking about the fact that he's a WWE Hall of Famer. 47 years old at that, who just appeared in the Royal Rumble, which now means nothing. Leftover Pizza with a $5 super chat. When did you realize Hangman Page is the main character of AEW? Every faction revolves around him. He's the main character in AEW? Every faction revolves around him. What factions?
Why do they revolve around? What?
I don't know. What type of leftover pizza are you, man? Meatball? Buffalo chicken? Kind of hungry right now. Had pizza for dinner tonight. Nothing was left over, though.
Fucking starving right now.
Jonah with a $5 super chat. Do you think Tony Khan will try to do something special for Wednesday's Dynamite because fans were disappointed? He better fucking do something. Florius Nation with a $10 super chat. By the way, Jesse, Britt Baker, or Bailey for your role model? I think I can answer this for him. Bailey, absolutely. Same for me. Bailey's awesome. Saeed with a $2 super chat says nothing, bro. Well, why are you people shy, man? Are you that fucking tired at 3 o'clock in the morning? I'm still rearing to go. I'm the entertainment with a $5 UK. AEW should run test things before they perform anything live. I think they should have went to UFC for Conor McGregor. Also, no more CM Punk talk. Conor McGregor needs to stay out of pro wrestling, bro. Nobody wanted to see him in boxing. Nobody wants to see him in pro wrestling. Stay in the UFC. Once you're done there, retire. And go sell your fucking whiskey. Kelly...
Matt Hardy's in deep shit, man.
Why?
Because Rebby's pissed because he lost the fucking paycheck.
Well. Guess he's sleeping on the couch with Wolfgang.
Yeah, she's pissed.
And King Maximus. King Maximus.
Maximus.
Indigo. Actually, no. Kelly. Just finished watching Spawn animated series. AEW starting to feel like TNA with Christian Cage in All Elite. Disappointed. Disappointed. Don't even begin to explain it, Kelly. Indigo with a $2 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, another awesome live stream. Thank you, Indigo. Chris Hines with a 50 bomb and says nothing, bro. You can be shy, bro. Thank you for the $50. Thank you for the $50. I appreciate you. Florius Nation with a $10 super chat. Also, Christian's WWE contract talks with Vince fell through because Christian wanted more money. Of course he did. I mean, who wouldn't want more money with WWE when they're making more money than ever before? WWE didn't want to pay him because they knew he wasn't worth it. I guess we're not going to get that IC title match with Christian and Big E, huh?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. My heart is broken.
Oh, no.
Scooter the U-Smith with a $5 super chat. Somebody should have talked to Cody Rhodes about the ring exploding. Whoa, you're only smoke and mirrors. Whoa, it fell like Wile E. Coyote. LOL. He also says if AEW could make us love the Japanese women like we do Kairi Sane, Asuka, Xia Li, and Io Shirai, who's booking the women's division? I don't know, Jesse, what'd you say tonight that Io Shirai is making you appreciate all these Joshis?
Yeah, well, no, these Joshis are making me appreciate Io Shirai much more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Io is just great, man. After seeing the way these Joshis are booked, I just appreciate Triple H and what he's doing with Io much more, man.
Mr. Cake. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to cut you. I mean, here's the reason I say that. Io Shirai is dealing with the same language barriers and cultural barriers that the other women in the AEW are dealing with, the other Japanese women. But Io has overcome it.
Yeah.
Easily. Somehow. Io is over. Io is awesome. Io is beloved. Nobody is shitting on Io's title reign whatsoever.
No, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
Maybe my boo Tony Storm wins the title on Wednesday.
No.
Excuse me?
No. Sorry. No.
Mr. Cake, Tamatonga is going to have a field day. He told Dax Harwood on social media, you guys need to stop living in the past and come see the future. No true words have been spoken, man. I love Tamatonga.
Yeah. That would have been a pretty good surprise.
Yeah. Phil with a $4.99 super chat. Own up to the botch and we will actually he says, we will love on and live another day. Don't try to cover your shot up. I think, I don't know if you botched some words in there, bro, but I get what you're saying.
He botched the comment talking about the botch in the pay-per-view. That's awesome.
Munchie Time, $2 super chat. Hashtag Team Edgar for life, he says.
Fuck Edgar, man. What's wrong with you people?
Edgar's got some fans here, man.
What the hell, man?
J Ray with a $5 super chat. JD, you may be right about Daly's place, but Khan will eventually deliver Punk. When it will happen, who knows, but it will happen sooner than later. Punk is in Khan's pocket, bro. I'm stuck on that. That's my opinion. Chris Hines with a $5 super chat. Last super chat failed. Awesome show tonight. Not the best AEW show, but it is what it is. Hopefully they bounce back. I'm sure they will, Chris. Christian with a $5 super chat would have had the announcers sell the ending of the show by having them say, we don't want to see the lights, shut out the explosions, go off the air, fire, show ends. Whatever, man. They fucked up. Stop trying to hide their fuck up, man. They just fucked up. Commentary, I'm sure, didn't know what to do in that moment. Scooter the U-Smith, $10 super chat. Critiques and connoisseurs is legit, man. Love the Ortiz episode. Hope more special guests are in store. By the way, Big Hodge is cool. Just trips me out. He looks like Jonathan Coachman. LOL. I'll pass the message along. We got Santana coming up, I believe, on episode 6. Jim Jugman. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Adam Page, Brian Cage, Ethan Page, Christian Cage. Haha, classic. Thanks for another truth-filled stellar review. Love you, bro. Yeah, man, what are we going to do with Christian Cage, man? He's got Brian Cage's last name. Maybe they could be a tag team, the Cage Brothers. No? Okay. Scooter the U Smith, $5 super chat. I know I'm not the only one, but man, I'm so sick and tired of these shows not being in front of large crowds. I'm tired of these restrictions. End it. Shaq and Jay delivered more than this signing. Justin Striplin with a $4.99 super chat. The only positive thing about Christian signing with AEW is that he's probably not, we're probably getting Big E versus Apollo Crews at WrestleMania 37, which is better. Apollo's going to win the IC title, man. Good for him. Daniel Rodriguez with a $4.99 super chat. Eddie Kingston is so good on the mic and his job, he will turn this chicken shit of a botch into a chicken salad and make it work. He will be okay. I'm sure that is exactly what's going to happen. Raging Girl Gamer with $5 super chat. I was looking forward to RVD more than Christian. What a shame. You may have been the only one, Rage. RVD is a fucking out-of-shape, useless hack. Give me a break. The last time we seen him, he was fucking squirting whipped cream all over his girlfriend's jugs and smoking weed on Impact Wrestling. Exactly what AEW needs, right? Florius Nation with a $10 super chat. Tony Storm is beating Io Shirai this Wednesday on NXT. I hope so.
No.
Jesse says no.
No.
And Stu Sexton with a $5 super chat. It's 3 a.m. This review has helped me and my night go by a lot faster at work. Great stream, JD and Jesse. OTS for life. Thank you, Mr. Stu Sexton. I appreciate you, brother. Sunny Impact with a $5 super chat. All the basement-dwelling neckbeards with no personality hate rap music, so I guess the Acclaim will never get over. Acclaimed is fucking great, man.
Acclaim is awesome. They got the newest video on Dark is fucking great, man.
Absolutely. We got Jackson in the chat. What the fuck is this critiques and connoisseurs thing? I don't know, you fucking geek. Why don't you check the description and go click on the link that I provided there that says critiques and connoisseurs. It's my other project. You should check it out. Instead of fucking acting like an idiot. What the fuck is this critiques and connoisseurs thing? I'll tell you what's going to be my thing, my bed in about fucking 15 minutes when I get this uploaded. Jesse,
did you read Phil's comment here?
Phil?
Yeah.
In the chat? Oh.
Yeah.
I had to make my last super chat not have any swears, so it'll go through. You can't swear in super chats now. So I had to make something on the fly. Hope you understood. Is that true? Man, fuck YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Why doesn't it just put it through and just let the mods and the streamer take care of it?
I don't know. Any parting words before we get the hell out of here, Justin?
No, man, I'm fucking tired. Let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed, folks. Thank you guys so much for joining us. What a night, man. 3,000 live. And we got this review at 30,000 views. Almost. Just sitting here, man. You guys are awesome.
You guys are awesome. You guys are fucking great, man. I mean,
3 a.m. and we still got 2,000 people here, man. Unbelievable.
I love it, man. It's a diehard
guys, we got 89 till 1,500. Can we do it before we get out of here? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
89? Oh, man, I'm not chugging this drink. Haha, yes.
89. Let's do it, man. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Make sure you check out Off the Script this past weekend, man, from Saturday. Excellent stuff. And I got a brand new week of content coming for you guys on the channel. Jesse and I will be back live on Wednesday for the post. Dynamite, Revolution, Fallout. Should be great. And thank you to everybody that super chatted, man. You guys blew it out of the water tonight. Unbelievable. Christian Cage was a disappointment. And Dynamite hopefully steps up to the plate and hits a home run. But Jesse and I are getting out of here, guys. You know what time it is. Give me those guitar emojis in the chat. We're getting in the Mustang windows are down. Turn that music all the way up. We got our cold beverages. And Jesse and I will see you on Wednesday night for Dynamite, man. Take care. Have a great night, guys.